What is it about baseball cards that make them so special? Why do you enjoy doing that?
Well, the biggest thing is I started collecting when I was a kid. O-Pee-Chee was a Canadian hockey league, and then the Canadian football. But I didn't start in the U.S. until I had signed professionally as a ball player. And when I got my first rookie card, and I've got it here with me.
Let's take a peek at that.
1966 with Billy Sorrell.
Can you believe I am taking ground balls and throwing to Don Mattingly across and every day he says it gets him. So that child, that Yankee fan, never goes away from anybody.
That's the beauty of baseball, too. It really is. And to hear that, knowing that he grew up a Yankee fan and he's got Donnie over here at this ball club, yeah, that's a lot of knowledge right there, a lot of experience to call upon, and Don's just a quality guy. So, everybody is lucky here in this organization in Toronto, no question about it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Well, here comes Jose Barrios, who evidently had a great performance the last time out he had. We'll give you it'll be Davis Schneider in left, Miles Straw in center, and Barger is in left. Will Wagner, yes, he's Billy Wagner's kid, is at third base. Ernie Clement, who we talked to in pregame, is the shortstop. Jimenez is at second. Vladdy is at first. Alejandro Kirk is behind the plate. And on the mound is Jose Barrios, 4-3, 3.26 ERA, 102 pitches. Has given up 12 home runs, 37 walks, 89 strikeouts. Opponents averaging 231 against Jose Barrios. And once again, Clayton Beater is here, and Jeff Hartlieb was DFA. So Clayton Beater, we saw him in spring training, and he'll be used in any way, because you got to give this bullpen a blow. You really do. They've been pitching almost every day. And it's not just that they get in; it's that they're up and then sit down. You got to count that a lot also. So it'd be nice if Will Warren could give innings, and what we've seen about this Toronto group is that they really work the count. They foul pitches off. This is new for them, because this is kind of a different contact offense that they've got. And of course, the big guys are always going to hit home runs. George Springer, we see he's DHing today, gets tiring running around the bases. 7 RBIs, a career high for George Springer last night. Well, here we go, and we are coming to you live from the Provident Bank broadcast booth. And as Ben Rice steps up to the plate, stepping up to the microphone is the new voice of the New York Yankees. Here is Dave Sims.
All right, Susan, thank you very much. Rogers Center, it's go time here. Game 3 of this 4-game set. The Yankees were ahead in both of the first 2 games. They lose 5-4 in the first game. Yesterday on Canada Day, a 12-5 loss. Here's Barrios working from the stretch. First pitch to Ben Rice, and it's a fastball in there for strike 1. Ben Rice hitting at 229, 14 homers, 29 runs batted in. Barrios, the real deal, 31 years old, out of Bayamon and Puerto Rico. Here's 0-1. And next pitch down low, 1-1. Twins first-round draft pick, 32nd overall back in 2012. 2-time All-Star, Gold Glover. He's in his 10th year already. How'd that
It's
happen?
amazing, isn't it?
How did that happen?
I remember his rookie year when they were trying to protect him all the time.
1-1 to Rice, left-hand hitter, and looks at the pitch outside for 2-1. 103-80 with a 4.02 ERA. And here's the other thing that jumped out at me, that he's got 7 seasons with double-digit wins. 6 times he's made 32 starts. This guy, you got to love a guy like this. He posts every year. 2-1. Here's pitch. Swing on and hit the left center field. A high drive. Backing up Snyder. He's on the track. He's measuring, feeling for the wall. And he makes a one-hand catch. Step away from the wall and straight away left field deep. Then hit that a long way, going the opposite way.
Nice move by Davis Schneider there. You see guys, and he's an infielder also, and those kinds of guys, they go back, he feels for the wall just to make sure that he's in the right place. Kind of interesting. Not everybody does that anymore. That's kind of old school there.
Here comes Aaron Judge, and I like this kind of confrontation. He's 12 for 35, 4 home runs against Barrios. And the first pitch from Barrios is pitch outside for ball 1. Judge still rolling along. First in 9 offensive categories, second in 2 others. 20 doubles and 2 triples. Here's next pitch. Sliders outside on the corner for a strike.
Barrios tossed 5 1/3 scoreless innings at the stadium back on April 25th. 5 hits on 89 pitches. He took a no decision, but the Blue Jays came back in the 9th to win 4-2.
Here's the next pitch to Judge. Fastball missed down and in. Judge last night 2 for 2. Walk, double to right center, single to left, intentional walk, and another might as well have been an intentional walk. He's ahead in the count 2-1. Here's pitch. Swing and a miss, an off-speed pitch. 2-2.
And so much of his success now, we started to talk about it on pregame, Barrios, the improvement in his fastball, because as the last month seems to have ticked up a notch, and people are hitting about 120 off it, and you could usually hit 400 at the beginning of the season off of his fastball, but he has improved on that.
Barrios had a nice run in Minnesota. It was obtained by Blue Jays in July 30th, 2021, trade deadline. Here's a 2-2 to Judge. And a pitch hit off of Alejandro Kirk and bounces off right side. So 3-2 the count. 15 games against the 15 starts against the Yankees. He's 4-8, Barrios, with a 4.89. As a Blue Jay, 3-6 with a pretty high ERA at 4.71. But he's one of the better pitchers we have in the league. 2-time All-Star. Works from the stretch. Kicks from that position, and here's Judge swinging. Pop it up infield. And it's going to be Jimenez, the second baseman, making a play. There's 2 down.
And that's a kind of little slurve that he's got, that cross between the slider and the curveball. Got a really funny break to it.
Center fielder Cody Bellinger stepping to the plate. Centers Healthcare. I'd like to remind you, they're not just care, they're care that moves you. CentersHealthcare.com. Yankees trying to get going here. Last 18 games are 6-12. And a bunt attempt push foul. And a more harrowing note than that, I heard your reaction. Let me hear your reaction to this. The last 18 games, runners in scoring position, batting average 1.66.
Is that good? No, it's not.
I hope nobody just drove off the road back home.
Not. That's tough to
166.
believe. That's tough to fathom with this group, isn't it?
Totally.
The names that we just wrote down in this lineup, that is tough to fathom.
0-1. Here's pitch, swing on a foul straight back.
And that's why they're losing.
And I talked to J.C. Escara that he prides himself on being as close as possible so he can really show that bottom of the rail strike. And he said, hey, I have to move back like just a skosh. Here's your 0-2 pitch. Swung on, put in play left side. That'll get into left field. Nice job by Cody Bellinger. Second time here in this series. And he's basically playing a little tennis volley. He didn't swing hard, had no lower half in that swing. He just threw his hands at it and was wide open down the third base line. Base hit.
Here's the thing that's interesting. He tried to do that twice before, and nobody moved back. They didn't bite on it because they were all shifted around, and he tried the bunt, and then he tried to go over to third base again, and they just stayed right where they were, and then he actually did it. But, when you do that, that means you're not going to hit it out of the park, so they'll probably take that.
Base runners. Here's Stanton. And first pitch strike to Big G. He is today's cleanup hitter, brought to you by Citgo. Clean up on savings on every fill-up with Club Citgo. Download the app now. Start saving. A lot of praise from Aaron Boone on the progress of Stanton. Swing and a miss with a breaking ball way out in front. 0-2.
He was comparing it to me. Just think about the other times that he has come back from injuries where he hasn't touched the ball at all. And he's getting, really good swings. Just lift the ball a little.
0-2 pitch. Down low, 1-2. Giancarlo DH in career 2 for 14 against Barrios. Barrios 4-3 with 3.26 ERA starting tonight. Coming off of 2 really nice performances. Beat the White Sox here. Went 7 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run. Next outing at Boston, 5-0 win, went 7 innings again. Here's a pitch to Stanton, swinging on. Ooh, that went off of Eric Bacchus, the home plate umpire. And might have got a piece of Kirk as well, as wiping off home plate with his shoes. 1-2 here. Bellinger at first. 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning here in Toronto. Here's the 1-2 to Stanton. The pitch taken up high. 2-2. Yankees, when they saw Blue Jays back home in New York, late April, 4-2 loss, and then a doubleheader win, 11-2 and 5-1. 2-2 with 2 out. Here's the pitch. Taken down low. 3-2. Jazz Chisholm Jr.'s on deck. Should Stanton keep this inning alive?
Now, the middle of the infield all open, and the right side of the infield. Clement is shaded over to third base. A big hole between him and the second baseman, Jimenez.
They're playing him as a dead pull hitter. Runner goes to his pitch. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. He's out in front of it. And that'll do it. Barrios strands a runner. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Here in the Yankees first. No scores. Toronto coming to bat here on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
Step up to the plate with confidence with the Jeep brand's newest MVP, the all-electric Jeep.
If you're looking for quality at an exceptional value, reach for Black Bear meats, cheeses, franks, and sausages. Their simple, premium ingredients are handcrafted at a delicious value you can't resist. So whether you're packing lunches, firing up the grill, or planning weeknight dinners, choose the trusted recipes of Black Bear. Black Bear, delicious made simple. Available exclusively at ShopRite.
Wow. New Jersey's got a lot of summer wow. From sun and wows to fun and wows. And every wow in between. Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.
Barnes Firm reminds you that this copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of the New York Yankees may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
Here is Andres Jimenez. Takes the first pitch, striking on the outside corner.
If you're injured, one call to make, and that's to the Barnes Firm Injury Attorneys, 1-800-8-million for a free case evaluation.
Jimenez, second baseman, left-hand hitter. And he swings and hits one in the left center field. That will get down. And jumping up in the air to get a high bounce off the turf is Dominguez. Gets it back into DJ LeMahieu. Base hit for Jimenez, who had a big home run last night. Jimenez, a 3-run homer in the 4th inning. Now here's Stuart Springer, and he was a one-man wrecking crew last night. He was in right field last night, DHing tonight. 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, and a big 7 runs batted in.
Career high.
His 9th grand slam, that was in the 7th, and a home run in the 4th. First pitch, off-speed pitch in there for strike.
All right, here's your American League infield as starters. The catcher, of course, is Cal Raleigh. The first baseman is Vladdy. Beat out Paul Goldschmidt. Vladdy is the first baseman. Your second base all-star is Gleyber Torres. Hey, let that sink in for a minute.
Here is a pitch to Springer. Fastball in the outside corner from Will Warren.
Jacob Wilson is the shortstop, and Jose Ramirez at third base.
Good for Wilson.
Yeah.
And Ramirez, no surprise there. your all-star infield for the American League. Will Warren throw over to first, back with a dive is Jimenez. He's been good on the base pass, 10 for 11. Will Warren making his first appearance against these Blue Jays. 26-year-old right-hander from Brandon, Mississippi, and Southeast Louisiana University.
And the all-star DH for the American League is Ryan O'Hearn. Ohtani, obviously, a DH for the National League. Aaron Judge and Ohtani were automatically in.
0-2 to Springer. There's the next pitch, breaking ball outside. He's able to check his swing, 1-2.
And the starting National League infield, the catcher is Will Smith, and Freddie Freeman is the first base. Ketel Marte, the all-star second baseman. And Francisco Lindor, I think it's his first start at shortstop, right?
In the National League. Here's a 1-2 to Springer. Just missed outside, 2-2.
And Manny Machado is your all-star starter at third base.
Good for Manny. Will Warren, he's got wins against the Giants, Athletics, Texas, Boston, and the Athletics. And that most recently, that was his last start, going 5 innings of 2-hit shutout ball. Next pitch hit to the right side, wide open, jumping over the ball is Jimenez. Slow roller into right field. Judge will get it back in. So the first 2 men have reached via base hits here for the Toronto Blue Jays, who are surging 9 of 14, 21 of the last 23. And in the last 49 games, they're 31 and 18 and breathing down the neck of the Yankees.
And look what he is doing. Instead of swinging for the fences, which I'm sure he could do, goes the opposite way, gets that ball through the infield.
And they were shading, looking for a double play, and wide open. Well, here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 278, 12 homers, and 44 runs batted in. First pitch. Fastball away, misses, ball 1. This ball club, this Blue Jay ball club, third in the major leagues in batting average. They're 18th overall in home runs, 13th in runs per game. 1-0 to Vlad, in there for strike. Right-hand hitter with tremendous power. He went 0 for 5 in last night's game. And first game of the series, 2 for 4 with 3 runs knocked in. I think he's really need a double play here. Here's a pitch way outside the left-hand hitter's box. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And what Warren sometimes, particularly early in the game, will throw ball 1, ball 2, and be behind. So he's already thrown 10 pitches here, and there's nobody out. And first innings have been a problem for a lot of Yankee starters.
2-1. Checks a runner at second. And a pitch to Vladdy, and just missed outside, 3-1. This is danger zone right here.
All right, now Will Warren will say to himself, I've got to be more aggressive. He's trying to hit a spot. Will Warren, when he is aggressive and aims for the middle of the plate, it moves itself, so you don't have to aim for a corner, because then it's not going to be a strike.
Here comes the 3-1 to Guerrero, and the pitch. Swing! Oh, jumping out of his shoes. He fouled it back to the right side. Oh, man. 3-2.
He saw that sweeper coming in. It was 83 miles an hour, and he said, I got this one. And then it moved. Whoa.
It's almost like he was in home run derby. Keep this guy in the yard here. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. A 3-2 to Vladdy. Swung on and fouled back. Another healthy cut.
Yep.
He got a piece of Ben Rice. He apologizes.
Yep, that sweeper has been good for him. When he tries to hit the spots with that fastball is one he's been missing. Just let it go. That's a really good pitch for him.
Dominguez, Bellinger, and Judge in the outfield for the Yankees. Chisholm, Volpe, LeMahieu, and Goldschmidt the infield with Rice behind the plate.
I mean, I know catchers always get beaten up. As it seems to you, there's been a lot of this lately.
Yeah, for sure. 3-2 here, 2 on, and the pitch. Chopped right at his feet. And fouled it off his feet. He's got the little guard on his left shin. He's trying to walk it off. Wearing the number 27, just like his pappy, Vladimir Sr., Hall of Famer.
Very different players. Both wonderful players. Very different. Vladdy very, very controlled, very disciplined. Senior would swing at anything.
And he was very good at it.
And he was really good at it.
Kids, don't try this at home.
Exactly.
3-2. Warren set. Steps off now. Jimenez on an 0-1 pitch single to left. 2-2 pitch. Springer dribbled one through into right field. Now, this will be pitch number 8 to Vlad Guerrero Jr. 3-2 pitch from Warren. Here it comes. Swing and fouled off again. That one got a piece of rice.
This is some at bat that he is having.
Blue Jays at 48-37, a game behind the 48-37 Yankees. And we're darn sure not going to forget Tampa Bay starting today at 47-39. Again, the 3-2 to Vlad Jr. Warren to the plate, the pitch. Missed outside, bases loaded. Ball 4. And now you got another dangerous hitter in Alejandro Kirk.
And then here comes Matt Blake. And that's that fastball again. He knows he's got to be more aggressive with that fastball. And that's where he missed. So Matt Blake is coming out early on here, and that was the first walk of the game, by the way, brought to you by Route 22 Toyota. Why walk when you could be driving a new Toyota? Route22Toyota.com.
Well, that's the kind of situation. You got an orange-charging Blue Jay ball club, and now you got bases loaded, nobody out here in the first inning before you even work up a good sweat. Roof is open here at Rogers Center.
Now, Matt Blake is saying something to home plate umpire Eric Backus, just to let him know that he's not quite clear on the strike zone here. That consultation on the mound was brought to you by the Barnes Firm Injury Attorneys. Call for a free consultation at 1-800-8-MILLION.
Alejandro Kirk 0 for 3 in the first game, 0 for 4 in the second game. That doesn't bode well here. Danger zone right here. Good hitter. First pitch from Warren. It's in there for a strike.
Sinking fastball. That's probably what he said to him. Can we be a little more aggressive, please, with that fastball? Right down the middle of the plate.
Kirk having a good year. 306, 7 homers, and 39 runs batted in. Here's the 0-1. And a pitch. Breaking ball hit down the right field line. That's going to stay fair. A lot of trouble. Jimenez scores. Springer coming around. He's going to score. They'll hold Vladdy at third. They throw to second. No throw to second as Kirk almost slid in and stumbles his way into second. A 2-run double. And it's already 2-0 in the first inning. Toronto in front.
And I think the most important thing here is that there is nobody out. And this is certainly not the way the Yankees, nor will Warren, wanted to start. Warren has never faced this team before. And Kirk, and you had said it right there, that was a hanging breaking ball, and he got it. He's one of those guys, too, that can hatchet the ball. It was right around his shoulders.
You know, as soon as I was putting this together, I saw 0 for 7. I knew something was going to happen. He's too good a hitter. Here's Barger. Addison Barger, left-hand hitter, the right fielder today. Hitting at 259, and he drives one center field deep. Bellinger going back, looking up. Goodbye off the batter's eye. A 3-run jack. And the Blue Jays have opened up a can on the Yankees here in the first inning. Goodness gracious.
Well, 428 feet for Addison Barger. Went off the bat at 109.4 miles an hour. This crowd is up already. 5 batters into the first inning. The Blue Jays lead 5-0.
Wow. That ball got touched up. Straight away center field. 5-0. Here's Ernie Clement, your pregame guest. He's the 6th batter. Here's ball put in play. Bounce to Jazz. Grabs on the hop. Gets rid of it quickly. And just gets a hustling Clement for the first out here in the first inning.
And we're looking at that Barger pitch again. It was right down the middle of the plate, knee high, so he's just missing spots. But they've got a good game plan here because they're on every one of them. Every mistake he has made, they are on it. And they're the ones in the middle of the plate and up in the middle of the plate.
Well, we spent a lot of the first 2 games talking about how much these guys put the ball in play, and they're very good at it. There's first pitch swinging. Will Wagner fouls it off left side.
See, and also, no matter what happens here, you're already at 21 pitches in the first inning, and and there's only 1 out, and you're down 5-0. No, nobody's up in the pen.
There's pitch to Wagner. He checks his swing and go down to third base umpire Doug Addings. Crew chief, he said no, he didn't go. Count at 1-1. Kirk drives in 2. And a 3-run shot by Barger. Next pitch outside. Ball 2-1. Will Wagner hitting at an even 200. No homers and 2 runs batted in. Got a couple of doubles. Left-hand hitter. And here's pitch. Swing on and hit foul behind home plate. 2-2. Boy, did this happen quickly or what?
It absolutely did. And by the way, another reclamation project. One of the starting outfielders in the American League is Javi Baez.
Wow, in the outfield.
Well, that's what he's playing.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, I remember he was a very good infielder. Here's a pitch inside. Well, he was an infielder. You can say good or bad. You can argue that.
I understand he was moved to the outfield because he can't play shortstop anymore.
But the fact that he made,
yes,
I think that's impressive and good on him.
That's the point, that he just changed. Okay, I'll play center field.
3-2. And check this swing successfully. Will Wagner's aboard. My goodness, this will be the 8th man coming to the plate here in the first inning. Second walk by Warren. First one scored.
Well, and the way this bullpen has been going anyway, I have trying to figure out who they would even get up.
Well, right now, he's going to have to just take one for the team here. There's Davis Snyder. Right-hand hitter, 208. 1 homer, 5 runs batted in. Not a real big guy, and he drives one.
Oh,
deep left center field. Going back, and it's out of here. Wow, what a blitz by the Blue Jays. A 2-run jack by Davis Snyder. 7-0 before you even had your first beverage.
And this is like what happened in Los Angeles against the Dodgers, where he got just pummeled around. That went 410 feet off of Davis Schneider, not Vladdy, off of Davis Schneider.
Wow, deep left center field, gone about 8 rows up.
Boy, what a lonely feeling this must be for Will Warren out there.
Wow.
Wow.
9th man to the plate. Here's Miles Straw, 1 out. Here's another one. Fly ball deep left field. This time it's going to stay in the yard as Dominguez comes over towards the line. Makes the catch for out number 2, but they have batted around.
And another breaking pitch that is in the middle of the plate and up a little bit. Middle in right there for that one. He's lucky that didn't go out either. Just missed it.
Boy, he's talking about it. We knew these guys were going to open up the ballgame. Base hit the left. He swings at the first pitch, pulls it foul. Right side.
Oh, my.
Mighty steep hill for the fellas to climb today.
And against the A's, last time out, 5 innings of no-run, 2-hit ball by Will Warren.
Here's the next pitch. Fastball in there for strike 0-2.
This is like the game at the Dodgers where he went an inning and a third, 7 runs on 6 hits.
Well, they've got 7 runs, 5 hits right now. There's pitch put in play, left side, Jazz to his left, spins, throws, got rid of it, not in time. Jimenez can really run. Inning continues. That's his 2nd hit in the frame. So this be the 10th man to the plate.
Look at that again. Jazz going to his left. He had to spin around and throw it through it. But they can really run. You have to get that ball if you can and turn it more quickly if you can. But it bounces on the turf, and the left side of the infield's having trouble with the bounces on the turf. You have to get used to that.
There's Springer. Base hit to right and a run scored earlier. First pitch misses up and away. Ball 1.
That game
just tuning in, you're stunned as we are. 7-0, bottom of the first. 10th man to the plate. Make that 11th man play. 9, 10, 11. George Springer. That's called strike.
That's 1 more already than they had in the first inning at Dodger Stadium. 10 batters came to the plate in that game at Dodger Stadium.
Wow. 7 runs on 6 hits. Runner at first. Here's the pitch to Springer. It's in there. He checked his swing, but it's in on the inside corner for strike 1 and 2.
Now I'm looking to see who's in that pen. The only one who's a real starter down there is JT Brubaker, and I can't remember when he pitched.
1 and 2 here to Springer, trying to put an end to this explosive first inning by the Jays. Next pitch swung on and fouled. Late swing. He fouled it right at home plate.
Oh, he pitched yesterday. And just a third of an inning.
Boy.
Well, someone's up. It has to be Brubaker. He's the only one that's really a starter, right?
We'll find out soon enough, but right now the story is 7-0 Toronto. 1-2 here to Springer, runner at first. Horn has been knocked around here in this first inning. He comes set at the belt. Here comes a 1-2 to Springer. And a pitch. Swing and a miss, top of the zone. And says something into his glove.
Yeah.
And that long inning is over. 7 runs on 6 hits. 2-run double Kirk, 3-run homer Barger, 2-run homer Snyder. A lot of damage.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Well, Jose Barrios, he's got a 7-0 lead as Jazz Chisholm leads off here in the top of the second. Chisholm, Goldschmidt, and Dominguez. First pitch, swung on and fouled right at home plate. Jazz comes into tonight's game, .240 batting average, 14 homers and 36 runs batted in.
Today's Acme Markets home run payoff contestant is Chaya K from Brooklyn. Chaya won a $100 Acme Markets gift card for every homer the Yanks hit in the second.
Yankees going to have to turn this into a slugfest to get back in it. Here's a pitch, swung on and missed by Jazz 0-2.
Visit WFAN.com/Acme for your chance to hit it big. The last thing you want is a guy like Barrios with a 7-run lead, because then those curveballs keep going and he moves them around. He's got that slurve.
Yeah, he's not going to put anything on a tee for him.
Fastball,
no,
right.
Not going to see anything on a tee. Not even close. 0-2 to Jazz, and close. Down low. From our vantage point here, we're just to the left of home plate in the second level, and we're close enough that we can see the umpires, home plate umpires, when they flinch like they're getting ready to go, you can see it. The pitch swung on and hit foul right side. Boy, this is a heck of a start. Base hit the left, base hit the right, walk, 2-run double, 3-run homer, ground out the third, walk, 2-run homer, fly to left, another base hit, then finally a strikeout to end the inning. Swing and a miss. To your point.
Yep.
Sinker, good motion there. 1 down, second strikeout for Barrios. We mentioned earlier, just tuning in, Barrios on a nice little run here. He's gone deep in his last 2 games and got wins in both. Here's Paul Goldschmidt, 284, 8 homers and 32 runs batted in. Right-hand hitter. He's 2 for 15 career against Barrios. Looks at the first pitch fastball for a strike.
Right, and this is not the guy to go up against when you're trying to break out of a slump. I got here about 2:20, and he was already in the field doing drills out until about 3 o'clock, trying to work on things.
0-1. The goalie swung on, hit down the right field line. That'll stay fair. Down into the corner. Out of the box hard. Got the play in front of him, and he'll cruise into second in standing with a one-out double here in the second inning. The second hit for the Yankees this evening.
First strikeout of the game presented by Weikert Realtors. That was when Warren struck out Springer to end the first. Don't settle for a good agent. Go for a great one at Weikert.com. He was doing kind of interesting drills, Dave, I thought. Casey Dykes was one of the assistant hitting coaches was pitching. He was halfway between the mound and home plate, throwing underhand. They did that for about 20 minutes, going to all different fields. And then he moved back to the mound and was throwing regular BP on him.
Got to get a feel. Here's Dominguez, switch hitter batting lefty. First pitch is way outside, ball one. Dominguez at 253, 6 homers and 30 runs batted in. He went 1 for 5 last night. Hit a 2-run single in the first inning. Gave the Yankees the lead and then had a fielder's choice RBI late. Here's a pitch way outside, a swing and a miss. 1-1. Good to see Paul Goldschmidt with a base hit. Gets his July off to a good start. He hit 143 in June.
And after working, it's a very...
1-1 to Dominguez. Fastball in there for a strike.
You know, you work on different things. You like to see results.
7-0 Toronto lead as we play here top of the second inning. 7 runs on 6 hits in the first inning. 11 men came to the plate for the Jays. 1-2. Swing and a foul back on the fastball. 1-2. You're down 7-0. Just patiently, just keep pecking away. Keep pecking away. Maybe somebody can hit one out. Beautiful thing. It's. You can say safely that it's still early. Top of the second. Barrios, next pitch. Down low. Didn't miss by much. 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Dominguez. Volpe's on deck. And the pitch. Off the fist, fouled it straight back. That loss yesterday by the Yankees. Their first loss on Canada Day here in Toronto. It's their third time. They had 2 previous wins.
And Lindor, actually, he's been in an All-Star game. He has never started an All-Star game in either league.
2-2. And strike 3 called. Backdoor slider, didn't like it. It looked like it might have been outside. He might have a beef.
Lindor was on the 2018 All-Star game. He 3 consecutive, but he's never started. So good for him, finally.
And they got drilled in the first game. Doubleheader tonight, the Mets.
Yeah, well, this will be an interesting weekend.
That was understatements for 500, Alex. Or Ken, I should say.
You can still use Alex. There's still...
For us, for sure.
Yeah.
First pitch to Volpe on the outside corner for a strike. Volpe hitting at 225, 9 homers and 44 runs batted in. 100 seconds, Goldschmidt with 2 outs. There's a pitch. Worked inside, missed down low.
I think he gave you the infield for the National League. The outfield is Ronald Acuna Jr. He missed the whole. That's interesting. Kyle Tucker of the Cubs, and obviously Pete Crow Armstrong.
Oh,
has been
for sure.
Amazing.
PCA has been unbelievable. 1-1 here to Volpe. Pitch swung on, popped up, right side. Right fielder, Barger, coming in. He calls off the second baseman, makes a one-hand catch. That'll do it. Goldie stranded at second. Nothing across. We go bottom 2. All Toronto early on.
Well, when we moved downtown San Diego from Qualcomm to Petco Ballpark, new uniforms were on the way, and this is the Padre home white. This jersey is from 2007, which was a career year for myself, winning a Cy Young. There's some different memories that stand out. One in this uniform against the Braves, where I struck out a Padre record 16, wearing this jersey, trying to make the Padre and the Friar faithful proud.
Of summer with Hatfield. Visit simplyhatfield.com for recipes and to find a retailer near you. Hatfield, better care, better pork.
Back here in Toronto at Rogers Center with the roof open. Glad you joined us here at Yankee Baseball. Dave Sims, Susan Waldman, Matt Shortis with you. It's been all Toronto as we go bottom of the second inning. They sent 11 men to the plate, 7 runs on 6 hits, and that's where we stand as Vlad Jr. leads off. He walked and came around to score. Looks at a pitch up high for Will Warren. Will Warren's going to have to eat up some innings here and hopefully shut down the Blue Jays the rest of the way here. Get to at least the 5th. Here's the 1-0 to Vladdy. Swung on, hit hard. Tomahawked that thing into left field, base hit. Got on top of it. And really drilled it into left field.
And Drive Around the League is brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers. Trust your keys with Meineke.
Here's Alejandro Kirk. Kirk, first time up, 0-1 pitch, 2-run double. Looks at a pitch outside, ball 1.
The Athletics scored 3 runs in the top of the 9th inning, but it wasn't enough. And Tampa Bay held off the Athletics 6-5. Ryan Pepio gets the win. Mitch Spence the loss. Edwin Uceda his first save.
Here's the 1-0. Swung on and fouled straight back. That was a pitch up high. The 5'8" catcher.
Brian Bayo beat Leon Richardson as Boston beat Cincinnati 5-3. And Aroldis Chapman gets his 15th save of the year. They're playing a doubleheader in Boston. They were rained out yesterday. Boston leading Cincinnati 1-0, bottom of the second.
1-1. Fastball missed outside. Ball 2, 2-1. With Tampa Bay winning.
Yeah.
If the Yankees lose, Yankees lose this game, they're going to be tied with Toronto, and Tampa Bay would be a half game back. Yikes.
Angels have jumped out to a 2-0 lead over Atlanta. Bottom of the first. Yusei Kikuchi against Didier Fuentes.
Kirk using his time out right now.
A little bit later, Baltimore at Texas, Houston at Colorado, Kansas City is in Seattle.
Yankees looking for a double play right here. Kirk at the plate, Guerrero at first. 2-1 pitch. Warren to the plate. And breaking ball missed way outside. 3-1.
Boy, Pittsburgh, they've won 6 in a row. They beat St. Louis 5-0. Tommy Pham 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. Pittsburgh is averaging 6 runs a game over their 6-game winning streak.
They're hot. Miami's hot.
Yep.
Go figure. 3-1 pitch. Down low, walked him. Ball 4. Third walk by Warren. Couple men on. Nobody out here in the second inning.
They're playing a doubleheader in Philadelphia. San Diego won the first game 6-4. Kyle Schwarber his 25th. And in the second game, they're in the top of the 6th. And Philly is leading San Diego 4-1. Max Kepler and Brandon Marsh have hit homers in that one. 11-2. Detroit just keeps rolling. They beat Washington 11-2. Some year they're having, huh?
Jazz Chisholm doing all the talking. He had the first one to the mound. He walked over, and then the rest of the infielders joined. And Jazz did all the talking to Will Warren, and now Ben Rice saying his piece too. The catcher, now he's coming back behind home plate.
Well, and giving him some kind, because there's no one moving in the Yankee pen. Milwaukee beat the Mets 7-2. Sal Frelick his 6th homer, Joey Ortiz his 6th, and that was a grand slam, and Isaac Collins his 5th.
There's Addison Barger, homer to straightaway center. First time up, straightaway, a 3-run shot. Looks at the first pitch, strike.
And that's the first game. In the second game, the Mets have to face Jacob Mizorowski. And Blake Tidwell will pitch for the Mets. No score, bottom of the second.
Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball outside. I heard a stat earlier today when Mizorowski, what is he, 6'6", 6'7", when he finishes delivering the ball, he's at 52 feet.
That's Randy Johnson numbers, right?
Throwing 100.
Wow. Must feel like you're going to...
1-1 to Edison Barger. Home run he hit in the first inning, his 10th. Took his RBI total to 29. Here's a pitch swing on, hit the left center field, hit pretty well. Going back is Dominguez. He's got room. He's setting up, looking for Volpe to cut off, man. He hits him. One hopper right by him, so that was nicely done. And that's the first out here in the second inning.
Well, I feel bad for Will Warren, but he's going to have to stay there. You cannot keep going to this bullpen. I mean, this bullpen is on fumes as it is. Can you imagine having to fill 8 innings and then coming back and playing today? There's no day off till Monday.
First pitch at the bottom of the second, 91-mile-an-hour four-seamer, brought to you by Optimum Fiber. Don't take slow for an answer. 1 out, 2 on. There's Ernie Clement, right-hand hitter. Pitch outside, ball 1. Ernie with a ground out to third to Jess Chisholm, first time up.
Okay, so because baseball is baseball, Brandon Nimmo just hit a grand slam off of Mizorowski.
Did he really?
See, isn't baseball the greatest thing in the world? We're talking about this guy throwing 100.
At 52 feet when he finishes. There's a pitch in the outside corner.
Well, it's
1-1.
It's like the kid Chase Burns. He looked like he was going to be on his way to the Hall of Fame when he faced us, and when he didn't get out of the first inning in Boston.
And they swung a lot of first pitches, a lot of those first pitch fastballs. They were all over. Next pitch, a fastball from Warren, misses down and away. 2-1. Yeah, it was. He got Burns' kid, struck out 6 of the first 7 men that he faced, and Boston said, okay, as you often say, they have iPads too.
They have iPads too. Look what he's doing. Yeah.
Next pitch up high, 3-1.
That's funny. Because you look on paper and say, oh gosh, what a terrible matchup. Well,
but then again, you got to remember he's a rookie too. So
they're human beings too,
yes,
and
indeed.
they make mistakes.
Bingo.
That's cool. That's actually cool. That's what's great about baseball.
No sooner sit 52
I
feet.
know,
And a guy went large on him.
Grand slam, not just a little dinky home run either.
Goodness. He went that supersized him is what he did. Here's a 3-1 pitch, hit to the shortstop Volpe, over to DJ for 1 to first, then they get the double play. Needed it. 6-4-3, get out of some trouble right there. When we come back, DJ LeMay, who leads off for the Yankees. It's 7-0 Toronto on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by G. Moves with you, Spectrum. So the Yankees are down 7-0. DJ LeMahieu will lead off here, top of the third, followed by Ben Rice and Aaron Judge. So 9-1-2 coming up.
Well, as Joe Torre used to say, take small bites.
Yep.
7-0 looks insurmountable, but it's baseball. By the way, Brandon Nimmo's homer was followed by a solo shot by Francisco Lindor, celebrating his first All-Star start. But see, we had just stopped talking about Jacob Mizorowski, about how
amazing. DJ hitting
that's baseball.
Yes, indeed. DJ looks to pitch outside. He's hitting .250, 2 homers and 11 runs batted in. A couple of hits last night. One to the pull side and another one up the middle. From the left, one to center. 1-0 from Barrios. Swung on, hit to the right side, backhanded well off the bag by Guerrero. A long underhand flip to Barrios, who did his job, got there in time, 1 out.
What a great lead that was by Vlad. You have to time that. Barrios is a terrific athlete. And they're hitting gloves now. That was a really good lead by Vladdy and a terrific play by Barrios. Storage Post is your home for local self-storage solutions, climate-controlled units, top-notch security, and the official self-storage partner of the New York Yankees.
Top of the order, here's Ben Rice. Fly it out to left to open up the ball game. The Yankees have 16 comeback wins so far this season. Could use one here. Ben bounces one, foul. First base side, fielded by Guerrero.
Been doing the catching tonight, and Austin Wells should be back in the lineup and catching tomorrow.
Barrios, a two-time All-Star in the American League. He's ahead 0-1 to Rice's pitch. This down low. 1-1. Rice to be followed by Aaron Judge. Blue Jays are season best 9 games beyond the 500 mark. 1-1, pulled foul. First base side.
They got a key piece, by the way, of their bullpen back today. Jimmy Garcia is back. And that is a key piece of that high leverage group down there.
Yeah, his second time around here with Toronto.
Yep.
We're coming to you live from the Provident Bank broadcast booth. Provident Bank, commitment you can count on. Visit Provident.bank to learn more. 1-2 to Ben Rice. The pitch. Check this swing, did he? Yes, he did to Doug Eddings, umpire at third. Crew chief, 2-2. Barrios, a 4-3 record, a 3.26 ERA. 31 years old, out of Bayamon in Puerto Rico. 2-2. Pitch to Rice. Swing on it, hit down the right field line, foul.
So looking at all those shortstops that played when Francisco Lindor was on the All-Star team but never started. Correa, Andrelton Simmons, Xander. Some
good ones.
Great guys. Andrelton Simmons, I looked up, he's 36 now. So
he was having some really good years.
Oh, boy.
There's a dribbler up the first base side. The thing I remember most about him, he had a very unbelievably quick release.
Yeah,
right?
So good.
Boom, the hand is out of his... Is he from Curacao as well, right? Yeah.
Didi used to have a picture. Didi Gregorius carried around a picture of on his phone of that team when Kenley Jansen was the catcher. Andrelton was on it. He was on it. Jerks and Provar. I said to Didi, how was it like playing in the Little League World Series? When he said, I never played shortstop. Andrelton Simmons was there, and I said, well, when he left, didn't you play?
There's the pitch swung on by Ben Rice. Popped it up. It's playable left side. Third baseman Will Wagner, fair territory. Stays with it. Little bob and weave there, made the catch, 2 down.
And he said no, because then they gave it to Jerks and Profar. So he just played second base. He never played shortstop at that, but he carries it around on his phone.
Good for
that
him.
Little League. And Andrelton Simmons, the first time I met him is when Andrew Jones was on the Yankees, and he hadn't seen him since he was a little boy, because Andrew Jones brought that team to see the Braves, brought the whole team to Atlanta.
Oh, nice.
And they all were there, and he carried around a little article, and he was so excited to meet Andrew Jones. And Andrelton Simmons at the time was an all-star.
Yeah, good player.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Here's a pitch inside to Judge. They check first base umpire Gabe Morales. No, he did not get the bat through the zone. 1-0. Judge popped out on a 3-2 pitch, fouled out, or popped up to Jimenez, the second baseman.
Of course, that whole team, that was all started way back by Bam Bam Mullins, who really helped that group.
Next pitch down and in for ball 2.
He and a guy that Robert Einhorn, who used to be with the Yankees minor league system, he was up for a little while, but they started that whole thing, and they've got some operation going. I think
Good
Bam
for
Bam
them.
is over there now.
2-0 to Judge. His pitch, swung on it, fouled back. Oh, hanger, and he just mistimed it.
I think, didn't I read that Andrew Jones is going to manage the Netherlands team, that group? I think I did.
That sounds right.
Isn't
And
that cool?
his son was a first-round draft choice, highly regarded kid.
Isn't it amazing they all have sons that can play?
Wow. Hey, and it's a beautiful thing, growing up around the clubhouse.
Absolutely.
2-1. Fastball away, 3-1 to Judge.
We got over here, third baseman Will Wagner is Billy's kid. And of course, Vladdy and Bo.
Yeah.
And Kevin Biggio when he was here.
3-1 to Judge. 2 out, nobody on. 7-0 Jays in the third pitch. Swung on, hit up the middle, almost took his cap off, and Barrios looks at him like, dude, what was that? That exit velo, I got to guess, got to be about $110. That thing got smoked. Base hit for Aaron Judge.
Whoa.
And you talked about what a great athlete Barrios is. Thank goodness.
If he doesn't duck.
118.
Whoa.
Yeah, I believe it.
Oh, my goodness. Then he's a better athlete than we even thought.
Yeah, no kidding. 118?
Woo. Vladdy and Aaron Judge having a little. He's saying congratulations to you. Vladdy's saying congratulations to you. All-star teammates again.
Boy,
that was.
Bellinger tried to bunt again. Boy, he's got to get that down if he's going to do it. I love the idea. Get base runners, get some traffic. Wagner playing way back. Belly tried to bunt to get it on in his first at bat and wound up with a single a couple of pitches later.
Did you notice how controlled Barrios was getting down? It wasn't like he, out of the way. He just knew what he was doing immediately.
Judge takes his lead. Here's the 0-1 to Bellinger, left-hand hitter. And the pitch from Barrios, swung on and skied to short left field. The left fielder calls everybody off. Snyder comes in, makes a two-hand catch. And that'll do it. To the bottom of the third we go. It's 7-0 Toronto as Judge and Barrios having a couple of laughs.
So these is MLB Network talent stars.
Okay.
The stars of MLB Network. Can I trade a pack of these for a signed Lauren Shahadi card?
How about we do a little bit of both? Money, a little trade.
Will you open it up and see if you like it?
They're really nice.
If I sign it, does that equal the Lauren Shahadi 20?
All right.
Do we have a good trade?
We have a good trade. Thank you so much. That was fun.
Nice doing business with you.
A Baconator? How could you not? A Baconator is the perfect way to hit the spot before hitting up the next spot, even if the next spot is your bed. No judgment, it is late, but not too late to Baconate. That's what delivery's for. Gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later. Delivery and hours may vary by location.
Bottom of the third inning.
Step up to the plate, swing by Duncan today. Let's show those taste buds some Yankees magic and hit a flavor home run together.
First pitch to Will Wagner. Third baseman misses outside, ball one.
Duncan, the ultimate MVP of your taste lineup. The New York Yankees run on Duncan.
So Will Warren gave up a 7 spot in the first inning. Put up a 0 last inning. The second delivers the strike here to Will Wagner, count at 1-1. Wagner batting in the 7 spot. He's the third baseman, followed by Davis Snyder, the left fielder, and then center fielder Miles Straw. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Breaking ball. 1-2. So Warren, he's walked 3. First 2 walks scored. Given up a couple of home runs. 3-run homer to Addison Barger. 2-run shot to Davis Snyder. 1-2. This way outside. 2-2.
Well, Dave, in case you want to change your scoring card, the double that Alejandro Kirk hit in the first, it's now a single.
Okay. He still gets the 2
RBIs.
Yeah, right. And my point earlier, it was here 2-2 pitch foul on. When I saw that he was 0 for 7 the last 2 games, I couldn't help it. But too good a hitter. So a single. Yeah, that's plenty of damage.
And Emmanuel right on it, listening to our conversation. Here's 3 first-time managers in the WBC.
2-2 pitch hit foul left side.
Andrew Jones, yes, he is managing the Netherlands.
Okay.
Albert Pujols is going to manage the Dominican team.
Right.
And Yadi Molina, who is a manager in waiting, and guess where he's going at some point, for Puerto Rico.
Oh, man, he's going to be a good one.
You know who? I think it was he managed...
2-2 pitch missed outside. He was in WBC last time. Yadi, right?
Yadi, yeah. Benji Gill, who managed Mexico last year. Watch those games. He's a manager in waiting too.
3-2. Hope they both get a shot.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch. Swing on and popped up left side. He'll play.
Well, do you think if Yadi wants to manage the Cardinals, someone's going to say no?
Waino will pick him up at the airport. Boy, I conversations and stuff you read about when he was with the Cardinals.
He ran the whole thing.
He sure did.
It's amazing.
3-2 pitch. Broken bat. The bat goes right side. The ball goes left side into left field and digging for a double. And he's going to get there. As Dominguez had some trouble digging it out. Wow, the bat went out past Goldschmidt on the first base side. Right now we pause for station identification on WFAN Yankees Radio. We have seen more than our share of flying bats this season.
And Will Wagner ran all the way down holding a shard in his hand. And look, wow.
There's Davis Schneider, 2-run homer, left field, left center field. Right-hand hitter. First pitch, up high, ball one. The double by Wagner, his third of the season.
Will Wagner is what you'd call apple-cheeked. He looks about 15, doesn't he?
Norman Rockwell would have used him if he were still around. Here's the 1-0. Here's the pitch. Slider for a strike.
He almost looks like the little kid with the umpire over him when it's raining.
Yeah, when it's raining.
Holding his hand out and it's raining.
So true. 7-0 Blue Jays, bottom three. That base hit, the 8th of the evening. Next pitch misses outside. Ball 2-1. Will Warren has thrown a lot of pitches. Yeah. This will be pitch number 64. We're only in the third. 2-1. This way outside, 3-1.
Well, you just have to wear this one.
Mm-hmm.
You can't start taking pitchers out in the second inning. These guys aren't going to be able to lift up their arms.
Snyder, slightly open stance. He hangs out over the plate. Right-hand hitter, 3-1. Swings and hits one to center field. Bellinger has it measured, though. Leaning a little bit towards the left center. Makes the catch. Runner at second. He holds as Bellinger hits the cutoff man. And there's one down. Third inning brought to you by Spectrum. Life moves and so should your connection. Get fast and reliable speeds on the network that moves with you. Spectrum. So one away, one on here in the bottom of the third, 7-0 Blue Jays. Brings up Miles Straw, right-hand hitter. He flied out to left, his first at bat. First game of the series, he made a play in left center, play in right center. Great run prevention, and he looks at first pitch. Up high, ball one. Next pitch is Straw. Fastball gets the outside corner, 1-1. 7 runs on 8 hits with the Blue Jays. They are surging, to say the least. 9 of 14, 21 of 31. And 31 of the last 49 they've won. 1-1 pitch. Weak wave and a slider. And a miss, 1-2. Big crowd here last night for Canada Day, yesterday afternoon, 41,129. Looks like probably mid-30s, maybe low to mid-30s attendance tonight.
Yeah, everybody back to work tonight.
1-2, swing and a miss, and Straw is gone. Strikeout for Warren, his second. 2 down here in the third. Back to the top of the order, Andres Jimenez. Couple of hits. Open up the ball game. Base hit to left in the 0-1 pitch. 0-2 pitch. Got an infield hit. Second time around in that first inning. 11 men to the plate. Scored 7 times. Here's an off-speed pitch, misses outside, ball 1.
Well, now if you're Will Warren, you just want to go as long as you can and keep it scoreless and hope the Yankees can get a couple of runs each inning and get back to it. But you want to save that bullpen as much as you can. Go as far as you can.
1-0. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss. Took a little off. 1-1. Jimenez didn't play in the first game. His young son he came in late in the game throughout the first pitch. Oh. Beautiful sight that was. Here's a pitch hit up the middle off the glove of Warren. Deflects into right field. There comes a run around third. The play at the plate is not in time. And the base runner, Jimenez, moves up to second base. So Wagner came around the score. Warren went to reach and then thought he had a play, but he deflected it to a vacated spot where DJ LeMahieu was going to cover up the middle and probably try to make the play himself. That's a tough break.
Warren just looked so dejected. It's like, what else is going to happen here? It went off his glove, then DJ had to come over and get it. Will Warren now 9 hits allowed. That's a career high for him. It's a career high for a lot of people.
Here's George Springer. First pitch to George. Drove in 7 last night, breaking ball outside. 0-1. Springer, in the first inning, batted twice. Single to right, scored, and then struck out to end the first inning.
By the way, Jimenez now 8 for his last 15, and he had been mired in that awful slump.
1-0 to George. Here's pitch. Fastball for strike, 0-2.
A cute little son, though. That was great. It was his T-shirt night. Jimenez T-shirt night. So the whole family was downstairs, down on the field, and they're little, I bet he was 5, 6.
Tops.
Tinies, yeah. It's quite an arm.
1-1 here from Warren. And he gets the outside corner. First called strike 2. The count had 1-2 to Springer. George didn't like that call. 8-0 Blue Jays. Swing and a miss. And Springer really hacked at himself, but no more so than Will Warren is he with himself. Another run on the board for the Blue Jays. We go to the 4th inning. It's 8-0 Toronto on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by G.
I heard.
Eight 8-0 lead for the Blue Jays as we play top of the 4th. Giancarlo Stanton, Jazz Chisholm, and Paul Goldschmidt. Yankees, they are scuffling. Last 18 games, 6-12, and they're down big here now. First pitch. Down low to Stanton, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
Baseball season's halfway finished. 2025 Topps Baseball Series 2 is here. Visit your local hobby shop or Topps.com to learn more about the latest Topps trading card.
1-0 to Stanton. And a pitch from Barrio. Swing on, hit down the third baseline. Hit pretty hard. Will Wagner, a couple of hops, throws over in time to retire Stanton, one away. Top of the fourth is sponsored by Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. Book a relaxing massage or facial after the game. Here's Jazz Chisholm Jr. stepping in. Struck out on a 1-2 pitch. Barrios has 3 strikeouts, hasn't walked anybody, giving up no runs on 3 hits. And at third close is Wagner as Jazz takes ball 1 down low. Here's the 1-0 to Jazz. Takes fastball away, 2-0. Barrios must think it's Christmas in July, getting 7 runs in the first inning.
I guess so.
Yankees need to put together a bunch of hits. There's a pitch in the outside corner for a called strike, 2-1. Bellinger, first inning single. A double by Goldie in the second, and a rocket was took the cap off of the pitcher, Barrios, by Judge. Fastball straightens him up. Way inside, 3-1. Blue Jays won 12-5 last night. 5-4 in the first night. Came from behind to do it both times. Here's a pitch swung on, line drive right field. And handling it out there is Addison Barger as he made a couple steps to his right center field for out number 2. Quick 2 outs. Here's Paul Goldschmidt. So it's a good start here in July after hitting 143 in the month of June. Righty on righty here against Barrios. And Goldie swings and fouls it straight back.
And what you're seeing is just he's coming right at them. If you get a hit, okay, but pretty much just being aggressive. You know, you got an 8-run cushion. You can pitch a little differently.
0-1 to Paul. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike. 0-2.
I once asked Mike Messina, who was at a 10-0 lead or something, do you pitch differently? He said, well, I try and pretend it's 1-0. And I said, does it work? He said, no.
0-2 pitch. Check swing, did he? Yes, he did. Check the Gabe Morales umpire at first. 1-2.
Because in Barrios finding it too, you don't want to lose your focus, is what the point was. So you try and pretend it's 2-1, 1-0.
Do what you can, right?
Do what you can.
And he wants to eat up innings too.
Yep.
Here's a high fly ball, left field, playable, long run. It'll be the left fielder coming in to make the play. That's Snyder. Snyder does a pretty good job out there. He catches what can be caught. They don't ask him to make spectacular plays, just make plays. 1, 2, 3.
Applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Blue Jays with a big lead here in Game 3 of this series. 8-0. And here's Vlad Guerrero Jr. for the 3rd time. We're only in the 4th inning. Walk, run scored, and a base hit to left as Will Warren delivers outside, ball 1.
Scoreboard brought to you by Food Bazaar Supermarket. Shop local, eat global with Food Bazaar Supermarket.
8 runs on 9 hits for the Jays. No runs, 3 hits. No errors for the Yankees. Breaking ball hit down the third. Jazz with heels on the grass, throws across. Plenty of time to get Vlad for the out.
Tampa Bay holds on to beat the A's 6-5 at Tampa. That was this afternoon. Ryan Pepio gets the win. Mitch Spence takes the loss. Edwin Uceda gets his first save. Tampa Bay home runs. Jake Magnum inside the park home run. He is really fast. Grew up with Will Warren. They're very close friends. And Josh Lowe had his 6th. Andy Diaz had his 14th.
First pitch to Alejandro Kirk, the catcher. This is down low, ball 1. Kirk with a 2-run single in the first inning, walked the second time up.
They're playing a doubleheader in Boston. Boston beat Cincinnati 5-3 in the first game. Boston leading since he won nothing in the 5th in the second.
Next pitch hit down the right field line. Will foul slicing into the crowd.
Angels leading Atlanta 2-0 there in the 3rd. Yusei Kikuchi against Didier Fuentes. Baltimore and Texas just underway. They're in Texas. Sagano against Nathan Eovaldi. Cubs are hosting Cleveland. They're just underway. Tanner Bybee against Shota Imanaga.
1 out, nobody on. A 1-1 pitch to Kirk. Inside, backs him off the plate.
Also a little later, Houston is in Colorado. Hunter Brown against Austin Gomber. Kansas City in Seattle. Noah Cameron against Logan Gilbert. White Sox at the Dodgers.
2-1. Breaking ball. Swing on a hit. Foul to our right. Second deck.
In the National League, Pittsburgh wins again. They've won 6 in a row. They beat St. Louis 6-0. Tommy Pham, 2 for 4 and RBI. Pittsburgh's averaging 6 runs a game over their 6-game winning streak. Mitch Keller gets the win. Sonny Gray takes the loss.
2-2 fastball just missed outside. 3-2.
And Sonny's having a good year. He's 8-3. That was his 3rd loss.
He's been getting deep in games too. A lot of those wins.
San Diego and Philly are playing a doubleheader in Philly. San Diego beat Philly 6-4 in the first game. Second game, Philly.
Here's the ball hit to the gap. Left center field. Going to get it. It's Dominguez, and he outruns it. Nicely done. Out number 2 in the gap. And he did a very nice job to get there. He and Bellinger. If he didn't catch it, Bellinger probably would have caught it. It was well done.
In the second game, Max Kepler and Brandon Marsh have hit homers for Philadelphia, and Philly leading San Diego 4-1 in the 7th. Detroit still beating up on people. 11-2 over Washington today. Riley Green, all-star, hit 2 homers, 20 and 21. Jake Rogers is first.
Pitch outside to Barger, 1-0.
Spencer Torkelson, his 18th.
Riley Green, heck of a player. Nice to see that he's healthy. You know who came back last night? Royce Lewis finally came back for Minnesota.
So he and Buxton playing in the same lineup, maybe?
Sure hope so. Here's the breaking ball, first strike.
2 of them so good. Royce Lewis.
Oh, good players.
Washington leading Detroit in the second game, 3-1. They're in the 5th. Jack Flaherty against Mackenzie Gore.
Pitch outside by Warren, 2-1. 2 out, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the 4th, 8-0. Toronto Blue Jays 7 on the board in the first inning with 11 men coming to the plate. 2-run single, Kirk. 3-run homer, Barger. 2-run homer, Snyder. Next pitch down low.
Well, Milwaukee used a 5-run 6th inning and ended up beating the Mets 7-2. Sal Frelick, his 6th homer. Joey Ortiz, his 6th. That was a grand slam. And Isaac Collins, his 5th.
And that was in game 1. They have the double dip there too, right?
And Mets are leading 5-0 in the 4th in the second game.
3-1 pitch in there for strike, slider.
We already told you about the Brandon Nimmo grand slam, followed by a Francisco Lindor solo homer. Lindor his 17th, Brandon Nimmo his 16th. 2-1 Minnesota leading Miami there in the 6th.
Here's the payoff with 2 outs. A 3-2 pitch here to Barger. Missed inside, ball 4. And that's the 4th walk by Will Warren. It comes with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. His 4th walk, 2 out, 1 on, brings up Ernie Clement. Grounded out the 3rd and bounced into a 6-4-3 double play. This will be pitch number 91 for Warren. And it's a pitch outside, ball 1.
Now it's starting to walk around out there. I would imagine. You brought up Clayton Beater. You might as well put him in, I would think.
Yep.
And he has taken off his jacket. So he just got here, Clayton Beater.
1-0. Pitch outside, 2-0.
We saw him in spring training. Did a nice job. Then had some injuries. So Clayton Beater, who just arrived here wearing number 29, is starting to warm up. So he gets thrown into the fire as soon as he gets here.
Probably tell him be prepared to go multiple innings.
Well,
2-0, swung on and bounced to third. Fair ball. Jazz loads, throws, and it gets away. To second, Barger now to third. Goes into Camberwell, and Clement will take second. That'll be an E5.
Well, he gets it all right and then just throws it, and he uses that bounce, but it bounces away from Goldschmidt. He was nowhere near the bag with that throw. So that is an E5. So it's a base hit and base hit and an error. All right, we'll go that. So Barger at third because of the error, and Clement at second.
Here's Will Wagner, left hand hitting third baseman, double to left. First pitch strike to him. What a night, huh?
Yeah. Well, Matt tells us that Clayton Beater last pitched Friday in Worcester, earned a 6-out save, so he can go multiple. He was a starter. I guess he's a reliever now.
Next pitch up high, 1-1 to Will Wagner. That base hit the 10th for the Blue Jays. We're in the fourth inning. We got an 8-0 lead. Got runners in second and third with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Taken down low, 2-1. Just a bad night for Will Warren. Rios has done a good job keeping the Yankees down. There's a breaking ball for a strike. This will be pitch number 98 coming up here for Warren.
Well, if he could just get out of it, at least get out of this inning, at least he's not made it any worse. And
2-2 with 2 out, 2 on. Up high, ball 3.
And not used up the bullpen.
Wow, 8 runs, 10 hits.
Yeah.
For Toronto, no runs, 3 hits. And an error for the Yankees. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and holding on is Rice. Nicely done. He keeps those 2 runners stranded. That's a good sign there. No runs, 1 hit, and error, 2 left. Nothing lead for the Blue Jays over the Yankees. We go top of the 5th inning, bottom third of the order coming up for the Yankees. Dominguez, Volpe, and LeMahieu against Jose Barrios. Barrios has really not had any pressure put on him whatsoever. He's scattered 3 hits over the first 4 innings, struck out 2, hasn't walked anybody. Here's Dominguez. He struck out looking his first time up. First pitch down low, ball 1.
Yankee fans shop the New Era Authentic Collection at the Yankees team store and New Era Cap.com. New Era, the official on-field cap of Major League Baseball.
Dominguez, switch hitter, batting lefty against Barrios. Comes in with a 4-3 record. 1-0. And a pitch swung on, hit straight back behind home plate. Barrios 4-3 with a 3.26 ERA.
And that's only 66 pitches, so he's got a nice long way to go, so he can rest this bullpen.
Folks,
tonight.
One of the better pitchers we have in the league, 103 and 80 with a 4.02 ERA, his career numbers. Here's the 1-1. Pitch, swung on, hit the left side, past the diving third baseman Will Wagner into left field. Dominguez is aboard. 4th hit by the Yankees. Top of the fifth is brought to you by Elect 825, building our future.
Well, he's throwing the ball pretty much in the middle. He's throwing strikes. It's like if you can hit it, go ahead. It's 8-0.
Here is Anthony Volpe, flat out to right, his first at bat. Right-hand hitter against the righty Barrios. Infield double play depth. And a bouncing ball, third base goes foul. But Will Warren never had a chance to really get settled. 0-1 pitch to open up the home first. Jimenez single to left. Single to right by George Springer. Walk Vlad Guerrero. 2-run single by Alejandro Kirk. And here's the ball hit to center field. That's going to get down. Volpe with a base knock. So here come the Yankees. Volpe with a base hit. And Dominguez moves up to second base, and that'll bring up DJ LeMahieu. Alejandro Kirk, a 2-run single, 3-run homer by Addison Barger. Ground out in the walk later, 2-run homer by Davis Snyder. And then Jimenez having a night. He's 3 for 3, drove in a run with a ball deflected off the glove of Will Warren, ricocheted in the right field, allowing the runner to score. Barrios, his 16th start against the Yankees. 4-8 record with the Blue Jays. As a Blue Jay, his 12th start, he's 3-6. And DJ takes a pitch down and away, ball one.
A lot of times with Barrios, he's good at, of course he hasn't had this kind of lead before, but when he was younger, he would be good for about 5 innings, and then the second or third time around, they start to get to him. They've had some really good games off of Barrios, and of course he's had some good games against that. Really solid pitcher.
1-0. And missed down and away. 2-0 to DJ. DJ batting in the 9 spot today, playing at second base. Barrios from the stretch. Runners take their leads. Here's the pitch. Line drive up the middle. Wow. Dominguez getting a wave on by Rojas. He's going to come around and score without a throw. Straw will get it back in the infield, so the Yankees are on the board. DJ LeMahieu with an RBI single. He was ahead in the count, and it's now 8-1 Toronto here in the fifth.
All right, well, you need base runners and move runners around and get someone in, and that's what they've done. And he's still throwing strikes. That was up. And Kirk going out to... And Vladdy's over there, both talking to Barrios. They're just singling him to death here.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. So 3 consecutive hits here by the Yankees from the bottom third of the order. Now back to the top. And Ben Rice. Ben is flat out twice the left fielder, Davis Schneider. So the Yankees now have a run on 6 hits. Blue Jays 8 runs on 10. Rice and then Judge and then Bellinger. Looking to get a piece of this action here. First pitch strike to Ben Rice. We play here in the top of the fifth. Rios, reasonably fast worker. Here's the 0-1. And half swing, he did go, and Ben knows it. He's behind 0-2, got caught in between.
Well, starting to throw that changeup again. He was just throwing fastballs and little slurves this whole time. Now he's starting to get serious. He got a really good changeup. We haven't seen that too much of the curveball, but really good changeup.
This will be pitch number 100 for Barrios as we play here in the fifth. And the pitch, swing on line drive into right field, base hit. Here comes Volpe, he'll score. Digging for third is DJ, he'll get there standing up. So keep the carousel rolling, fellas. That's 4 consecutive singles. And it's now an 8-2 ball game. RBI for Ben Rice, his 30th.
And just keep it going. And too much in the middle of the plate with that little slider. And he just turned on it beautifully. And now someone's this drives managers crazy. And now you're getting up. He's at 75 pitches now, so he's got a while to go. But sometimes you're on cruise control. You got to get back into serious mode.
Yeah, I read the wrong side. I was Warren, 99 pitches, 75. Good catch. Here's Judge. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. High fly ball, deep right center field. Going back to center fielder Straw. It's off the wall. Scoring is DJ. They'll hold Rice at third. Judge with a double. A hit parade here by the Yankees in the 5th inning. And they're trying to work their way back into this game. It's now 8-3 Toronto. RBI for Judge. His 68th, his second hit tonight.
Well, as we said earlier, as Joe Torre always said, take small bites. It's all you can do. And here comes Pete Walker, pitching coach, as he's getting just dinged around. They're not trying to do too much, which really is the only approach that you can do here. You got to get back in this game. You can't get it on one swing. He didn't miss that one by a lot. By much. That almost went
about
out.
4 feet.
Yeah.
About 4 feet up higher. It had been gone.
Let's see where it hit. Hit about 1.5 feet off the top of the wall.
There you go.
Wow. It's close. Good approach.
Meat of the order. Coming up for the Yankees, presented by Chef IQ Scent, a cooking thermometer that pairs with your phone and ensures you never over or undercook your chicken, fish, or meat ever again. So buy one at chefiq.com. Got a nice little parade rolling here. It's 8-3 now. There's Cody Bellinger. Nobody out. Runners at second and third. Rice at third. Judge at second. Here's the pitch. Swung on a pulled foul, first base side.
Judge now 6 for his last 11. A couple of homers, 5 ribbies, 2 doubles, and 6 walks.
Well, he doesn't stay cold for long.
No.
Last 3 hitters have knocked in runs. Here's the Juan to Bellinger. The pitch. Swung on it, hit the left field. Will they get down? No. A line drive caught by the left fielder Snyder. Ben Rice was about 20% down the line.
He was.
And had to get back, and there was no chance. He didn't read that well. He might have had a chance to score because David Snyder does not have the big outfield arm by any stretch. Seen that once before. That was in Cincinnati where he didn't read it well off the bat with an opportunity to score in a sac fly. Here is Giancarlo Stanton. 1 out. Oh, and he fouls one off the helmet of the catcher, Kirk. Back up in the stands behind home plate. Big G struck out and grounded out to third. 7th man to the plate here in the 5th inning for the Yankees. Now down 8-3 with a couple men aboard. Pitch. Bouncing ball. Fair ball. No, just foul. Third base side.
No, another chance because that would have been an out.
And Carlos Stanton is today's cleanup hitter, sponsored by Roto-Rooter. Leave plumbing to the pros at Roto-Rooter. Let's put this in the ozone, Susan. It's time for his first long ball.
Okay. He's been trying to get the ball in the air. Can't keep hitting singles all year.
Absolutely.
Giancarlo Stanton.
There's the 0-2. Up high. Backed him off.
Let's see.
Rice at third. Judge at second. There's 1 out. Yankees have put 3 on the board here in the top of the 5th. The 1-2 to Stanton. Fastball up and away, ball 2. Stanton,
wow,
with today's 0 for 2, is now 2 for 16 against Jose Barrios.
And Brendan Little, the lefty, is up in the pen for Toronto. Well, you know, if you're a manager, you're thinking,
2-2 pitch here to Stanton. And swung on a drive. Deep to left center field. Going back, Straw looking up. Goodbye! He did it! A 3-run homer by Giancarlo Stanton. We got a ball game. It's 8-6 Toronto in the 5th.
And it was indeed a good time to get your first home run, Giancarlo Stanton. He'd been saying, I need to get the ball in the air. It'll come. Well, it came right there. Wow.
I didn't mind calling that one.
First Yankee Homer is brought to you by a Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. Visit Kia today for great deals. Kia, movement that inspires.
8-6 ball game, 1 out. Here's Jazz. 8th man to the plate against Barrios, and John Snyder's going to come rescue Barrios, and he's already called for the left-hander.
And this pitching change and this slowdown in action is brought to you by iSurvey.
And we're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and Melissa. So tell us, how long have you been with Spectrum, and how important is a reliable internet connection?
We've been Spectrum customers since we moved 12 years ago. The first thing we did is sign up for Spectrum Internet.
You get a lease, you get it Wi-Fi.
Yes, we need that. We had Spectrum Wi-Fi before our couch got here.
That's true. That's a true story.
I'll sleep on the floor, but I won't go to bed with no internet.
You heard it here. Switch to Spectrum now.
It's late, you're hungry, you can't decide whether to stay out or go home and order Wendy's delivery. But one thing is clear, it's a Baconate late kind of night.
Sometimes artifacts in the collection of the Hall of Fame can tell multiple stories. This is the earliest known Yankees baseball cap in existence. It tells a story of a very early baseball cap and of a guy who just had a cup of coffee in the big leagues. But there's actually a hidden story inside this cap. There's another name written in the cap. So who's Dolan?
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards and I know.
Friends who shut this off in the first inning, go call him and tell him to turn the radio back on.
Yoo-hoo! So glad to see him get one up in the air. Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Boone has been super positive the last, since he came back. That first game, remember, he had 111 and 103 off the bat.
And I had asked him today on the manager show. He said he's right where he needs to be.
Here's Jazz against the left-hander Little. First pitch, fastball outside, ball 1. Jazz 0 for 2, strikeout, and a fly to right. What was a 7-0 and an 8-0 lead, it's now an 8-6 ball game. Here, top of the 5th. Little deals, pitch swung on and foul right at home plate.
Yeah, he's got a beautiful movement on his sinker. 92 doesn't throw overly hard. ERA of about 2, a big whiff rate, strikeout rate, swing and miss rate on his slider.
Jazz trying to get aboard. Here's the pitch. Pitch down low as he dropped down on the sidearm. That pitch down low, ball 2-2-1. 3-run homer by Giancarlo Stanton has changed the temperature in this building here. It's 8-6 now.
At least in this booth. I don't know about the building, but we're going to get to talking about your ice cream pretty soon. Ian Hamilton is now up, so.
It's a great line. Here's a 3-1 to Jazz. And the pitch. Chop foul. First base side. Jazz, the 8th man to the plate here in the 5th.
They've had now 21 deficits of 3 runs or more this season. They're 0-20 in those first 20 games. That's the 21st is this one. Max Fried talking to Stanton.
First home run for Giancarlo Stanton here in 2025. Big one. 3-2 pitch here to Jazz. And he swings at a pitch way outside. Strikeout, Victor. Two outside.
Yeah, that's what Little does. He's very good at that, striking out lefties. Let's see what he does now with Goldschmidt.
Strikeout for Little. There's 2 down.
Great conversation going on. Max Fried, Giancarlo Stanton, and Aaron Judge. Wouldn't you like to hear the three veterans that are the top of their profession, what they're talking about?
There's Goldie, a double and a fly to left. 1 for 2. Looks to pitch down low, ball 1. 9th man to the plate here in the 5th inning. Toronto sent 11 men to the plate in the 1st inning. A home first and scored 7 times. And next pitch to Goldschmidt is outside. Ball 2. Brandon Little, 2-0 to Goldschmidt. Lefty deals. Fastball missed inside. 3-0. Jason Dominguez is on deck, and he would love to be the 10th man to the plate here in the 5th inning.
Well, that would.
3-0 to Goldschmidt. Here's the pitch. Throw it right down the middle for a strike. Knew he'd be taken. 3-1. Well, here's your. It could be a big pitch right here. Little leans in, straightens up at the belt. 3-1 to Goldschmidt. Swung on a hit to right field, hit pretty deep. Backing up, Addison Barger. Jumps. Oh, he made a. No, he didn't. He had it and dropped it. Goldie's slowing up at second. He's in there. And they're going to bring the tying run to the plate. He banged up against the wall straightaway right field. The ball came out of his glove. Made a good effort.
Yeah, he sure did. He hit the wall, and that's what knocked it out. He was right there, and that would have been a great play by Barger. He's a really good player. He's a very good player. And Goldschmidt now has hit the ball hard 3 times, has 2 doubles, and I'd love to know what he worked on this afternoon. Well, he was out there for a long time, found something. You know, that's what pros do.
Well, how about this? Could be a moment right here.
Yep.
Tying run at the plate. Jason Dominguez, 2-out runner at second. That was the 10th hit for the Yankees. Bouncing ball to shortstop. And Clement has it and just nips Dominguez for the 3rd out, but a super inning for the Yankees. They get 6 runs on 7 hits, no errors, leave a man. Got a ball game, folks. It's 8-6 Toronto as we go bottom 5 here at Rogers Center on WFAN Yankees Radio.
Wow. Old school D-backs jersey. This is our alternate jersey that we wore on Saturdays. I was the first team to wear the new colors. They called it Sedona Red. Don't mess up that color. Every time I wore this jersey, I would wear the high socks, black jersey, black hat. I just thought it was a really smooth look, and this is one that I'll never forget.
Take a look at what we find. Looks like we've got Lauren Shahadi.
Animation is great.
We got Robert Flores, one of the stars of MLB Central with Lauren Shahadi. Then we got Mark DeRosa. Look at that. He looks like Superman, does he not?
Right? He was when he was with the Cubs.
A Cadillac is more than just taking a drive. It elevates every journey. Experience the thrill of the Optic, the smooth exhilaration of the all-electric Lyriq, or the spacious Escalade or Escalade IQ. Discover which Cadillac is right for you. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer.
Well, the new pitcher for the Yankees is Ian Hamilton, and Yankees within striking distance scored 6 runs in that 5th inning, so now 8-6. It's going to make Will Warren feel a little better that they're coming back.
So Hamilton, his task, put up a 0 or 2 or 3. Davis Schneider, Miles Straw, and Andres Jimenez, 8, 9, and 1 coming up for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays in their blue tops, white pants tonight. They wore all the red tops, red caps last night. Canada Day, yesterday afternoon. Hamilton, a right-hander, facing a right-hander. Snyder, first pitch, swung on, set to center field. Easy play for Bellinger. Holds his arms up. He lost it for a second, then regains. For about 2 beats there. He had it and then didn't have it, and then he did, so 1 out.
Bet 365 real-time money line is now plus 350 for the Yankees, minus 500 for the Blue Jays. That's powered by Bet 365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The bottom of the 5th, 8-6 ball game. 1 down. Miles Straw, the hitter. He's 0 for 2. Fly to left and a strikeout. And first pitch strike by Hamilton. By the way, going back to that Davis Schneider at bat, he had hit a 2-run homer in the first inning and flied out to center in the third. 0-1. Pitch missed down low. 1-1. Bottom of the 5th. Brought to you by Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Counts 1-1. Here's the pitch. In there, top of the zone. Got the call, 1-2. Yankees were down 7-0, then 8-0, and then the 5th inning happened. They scored 6 times on 7 hits. And Carlos Stanton, a highlight of that frame. 3-run homers, first of the season. 3-run shot. Get him within 2 runs. Next pitch outside from Hamilton. Counts at 2-2. Good start to that inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight hits before an out. 2-2. On the inside corner, strike 3 called. 2 down.
And I think it was the approach that they had. You don't try and do too much. You can't hit a 5-run homer. Single, just hit after that, and then the one big blow.
You hope a big guy can pop one, and that's exactly what happened.
That's how you have to do it. Everybody can't swing from your shoes. You have to get on base.
Quick 2 outs here for Hamilton. Top of the order, here's Andres Jimenez having a heck of a day. He's 3 for 3, swing and a miss. Left-hand hitting second baseman. Single to left, run scored first inning. Later on, same frame, he got an infield hit. Third inning, a bouncing ball deflected off of Warren's glove, and that brought in a run, and it was a base hit. Next pitch in the dirt, 1-1. One here to Jimenez, the pitch. Down 2-1. 2 quick outs by Hamilton. It'll be big, nice jolt to the ball club if he can go 1, 2, 3 here.
Oh, it would be good if this bullpen could get its feet back under him.
2-1 to count. 2 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch. Swung on, it popped up to our left. Playing with the roof open under cloudy skies here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Glad you joined us here. Yankee Baseball. Dave Sims, Susan Waldman, and Matt Shortis with you. Come to you from the middle deck here in Rogers Center, just to the left of home plate. There's a 2-2 pitch. Whoa, pulled foul.
Just a little early into the second deck. Wow.
Goodness.
Second deck down, foul on the right field side. 73 degrees here now, partly cloudy. See?
Works for me.
Yeah, beautiful.
Started coming to this place in 92. Always enjoyed coming here. Here's a pitch. Popped it up. Playable. Infield, who's going to take charge? It's going to be JAYS coming toward. Oh, wow, that was a snow cone.
Oh, my goodness.
Made the catch. 1, 2, 3. Hamilton does his job to the 6. It'll be.
Old school D-backs jersey. This was our alternate jersey that we wore on Saturdays. I was the first team to wear the new colors. They called it Sedona Red. Don't mess up that color. Every time I wore this jersey, I would wear the high socks, black jersey, black hat. I just thought it was a really smooth look, and this is one that I'll never forget.
Both starters are gone, and we got a wild one here in Toronto. It's 8-6 Blue Jays. The Yankees put a 6 spot up in the 5th inning after being down 7-0 and then 8-0. Here's Volpe leading off against Brendan Little, left-hand hitter. First pitch fastball for strike. Volpe fly to right and got a base hit and a run scored. Base hit to center and came around to score in the 5th. Here's pitch. Outside, 1-1.
And saw a knuckle curve, now fastball and knuckle curve.
Infield straight up. Big gap left center field. The Volpe 1-1. Inside, backed him off. 2-1. Leros Transportation Group providing executive transportation worldwide. At Leros, they drive people who drive business. Visit lerostg.com. We'll be trying to get it started here again in the 6th. Here's a pitch. Swung on a slicing drive into center field. Straw's got it. Moving over to his left. And he makes a catch in medium center. Right center field for out number 1.
And Yariel Rodriguez is warming up for Toronto. Big right-hander. Had a really good year for them.
And he was the guy who couldn't find a plate last night.
Yeah, well, he had pitched like a few innings the night before. And it's been a good year for them.
Well, here's DJ LeMahieu. 1 for 2. Got an RBI single. Center field in the 5th inning. Right-hand hitter against the lefty Little. And backs him off. Fastball down and in. Ball 1. Next pitch from Little. Backdoor slider in there for strike 1-1. Yankees were held to no runs, 3 hits through the first 4 innings. 5th inning to go for 6 runs on 7 hits. Next pitch outside. 2-1. Both teams have 10 hits in this ball game. You mentioned the starters both gone.
And usually throwing knuckle curve to all of the righties. Threw a couple to Volpe. He's got a couple here now.
Here's the 2-1, the pitch. Fastball up high, ball 3.
A good arm, 95. Cut fastball.
Barrios 4 1/3, 9 hits, 6 runs, all earned, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Here's a 3-1 to DJ. Up under his hands for a called strike 2, 3-2. Will Warren didn't have it from the get-go, but he managed to get through 4 innings, 10 hits, 8 runs, 8 earned runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts, and gave up 2 homers. 3-2 to DJ. The pitch taken down low, and they'll bring the tying run to the plate again. All 4 to LeMahieu with 1 out here in the 6th.
You know, and everybody so far tonight, Dave, I think has been extremely, well, the guys that are usually are patient. We're very patient. It's really hard when you're down 8-0. Just met the ball. They had great approach in that 5th inning. Crawl back in this.
Nibble, nibble, boom on the 3-run homer by Stanton. Next pitch here, first pitch here to Rice, down low, ball 1. Ben Rice, RBI single to right last time up. He's 1 for 3. Anybody could tie it. He could right here. Gets his pitch. He looks at a fastball for strike. Little leans in. You got the shortstop, Clement playing up the middle here against Rice. Pitch, fastball, missed outside, not by much. 2-1. Good count here for Ben. Big pitch right here from Little. Here he comes. Swung on a drive into the center field. Going back is Straw. It goes over his head, hits the wall. DJ making his way to third. And in standing with a double is Ben Rice. A rocket off the wall in right center field.
Well, they're just teeing off here, and that was a lefty off a lefty, and really good piece of hitting by. That was up, but it was on the other side of the plate. That's how strong he is. And another one did not miss a home run by a lot right there. We're going to see where that is.
And Judge is going to get, son, you're going to get the first base right here. They want no part of him.
No.
They can put him on the load up the bases and take their chances with Bellinger. He's on deck, and Who's on Deck is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Here's a huge spot. Bases loaded, 1 out. Pitch to Bellinger. Front door breaking ball for a called strike. What a spot this is. Bellinger 0 for 2 against Little. Lefty on lefty, and Billy asks for time and gets it.
Bellinger hitting .378 against lefties this year, so he's not bothered by lefty on lefty.
That's interesting.
Isn't it?
Pass on Judge. I know they're aware of his lefty numbers, but they're still taking a chance on him. Here's the 0-1. See if he can make them pay. Swung on and fouled off the mask of Kirk. 0-2. 1 out, bases loaded, 8-6 Toronto here in the top of the 6th. LeMahieu, he's at third. Rice at second. Judge at first. Bellinger. Love to get a deep fly ball or a base hit right here. He's got a huge gap in right center. If he can get something to the pull side. Here comes the 0-2 from Little. And the pitch. Taken down low. Blocked nicely by Kirk. 1-2. Well, big spot. Who knew about an hour ago this was going to happen? Down 8-0, 7-0, then 8-0 after 3. They got a chance to take the lead right here.
Big time.
Here's the 1-2 to Bellinger. And the pitch from Little. Put in play. Up the middle. Backhand. Flip to second for 1 over to first. Belly's too fast. He beat it out. Scoring is DJ. And we got an 8-7 ball game. Rice to third. Judges erased that second.
See, that also is a great approach. Here comes John Schneider. That's the end of this. They're going to go to the right-hander. That's a great approach also. Don't try and do too much. You could handle it. You know he's got the speed to beat a double play. And here comes John Schneider. And his pitching change brought to you by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play the newest scratch-off game for a chance to win.
Baseball fans, it's game time. Gear up for the season with Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Your one-stop shop for all your...
It is a 1933 Gaudi Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's graded higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a packet or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
We wanted to introduce something new. And then working in some of our past and what the past can look like in the future. I think our players absolutely love it, and our fans, we think they'll learn to love it, especially if you can win in it. You know, that kind of solves everything.
Rodriguez today, the new pitcher, Yariel Rodriguez, 2-0, 2.81 ERA. You know, we're just looking at Stanton home run again. How do you think that makes him feel? He's been very patient, said I'm where I need to be. And Aaron Boone said it to me on the manager show. He's where he needs to be. Yariel Rodriguez, 1.32 ERA in his last 21 games, 13 walks, 38 strikeouts in 41 and 2/3 innings pitched.
Stanton 1 for 3 against Rodriguez. Now Kurt going through the defensive sides. Runners at the corners here, 2 outs. We're in the top of the 6th. The Yankees have clawed right back in this game. It's 8-7. Tying runs at third. The go-ahead run at first. Bellinger, a fast runner.
Well, this could be a great moment for Stanton, huh?
Stanton last time up on a 2-2 pitch. Homer to deep left center field. Runner bluffs and a fastball missed. Not by much. Ball 1.
Trying to get it in under his hands. Yankees tonight, 4 for 9 with runners in scoring position. When was the last time I gave numbers like that?
It's been a while. They came in hitting 166 in that category the last 18 games. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball running away. 1-1. Stanton first time up, struck out on a 3-2 pitch. Second time up, grounded out to third. Had a couple of men aboard and a 2-2 pitch and crushed one into the left center field seats. Right now, 1-1 to count. Bellinger with the fielder's choice RBI to make it 8-7. Rice is at third. Bellinger at first with 2 down. Right-hander Rodriguez takes his time from the first base side of the rubber. Set at the belt. Belly runs. His pitch taken outside. Throw down to second. It is not in time. Stolen base, Cody Bellinger. He is now 9 for 11.
I forget that I think people forget that that's part of his game. You know, really do. This team will run when they need to, not big stolen base people, but terrific run by Cody Bellinger right there. Nice throw, actually.
Got an injured second baseman. He must have got spiked on his hands and knees. Can't get up.
Well, the left knee is kind of hovering. Now he's down on one knee. I think he might be right because he's undoing that left shoe. Did he get spiked there? Let's see. They're loosening it up, tying it again.
It's a clean, hard slide by Cody Bellinger. Nothing malicious done there. Just can be a contact game, and he just buckled up. And then as a veteran, been around.
Yep. He's getting up and he's running back to his position. So
he tighten up, if the ankle's barking a little bit, he just tighten up the shoe a little bit, and he's going to get through this inning.
Or loosened up the shoe a little bit.
So 2-1. You got Ben Rice, the tying run at third. The go-ahead run, Cody Bellinger, fast runner. He's at second, and a 2-1 count here to Stanton. The Yankees have fought their way back into this game here. They were down 7-0 and 8-0. Now 8-7 here in the 6th. Here comes the 2-1 from Rodriguez. He kicks and deals a pitch. Fastball outside. 3-1 to Stanton.
Wow. He's trying to keep away from him, but way away. That's way away. Now they're closing the roof, so it must be going to rain. Or they think it's going to rain, but the roof is closing.
Big spot right here. 3-1 to Stanton. Couple of men aboard. And a pitch from Rodriguez. Swung on and hit to right field. Backing up, Barger. He's got room just shy of the track. Makes the catch. Yankees add 1, leave 2, making it even closer here in Toronto. It's 8-7 Blue.
You can always be counted on to stay in top shape, Aquarius, but you can struggle with the monotony of a rigid workout routine. Mixing and matching your strength training, cardio, and stretching will keep you from getting bored. You want to keep your warm-ups as interesting and exciting as your presence on the diamond.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body? I don't even wait till I thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. Just toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green.
You are an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Jersey, little state, lot of wow.
Got a ball game right now. It's 8-7. Yankees have clawed their way back into this contest here in Toronto as we play bottom of the sixth inning. George Springer, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and Alejandro Kirk, 2-3-4 coming up for the Blue Jays. Ian Hamilton went 1-2-3 in the fifth in relief of Will Warren. Springer tonight, first inning, singled and scored and also struck out. And he struck out his third time. Looks at the pitch inside, jumps out of the way, ball one.
Drive Around the League brought to you by Leros Transportation Group, driving people who drive business. Once again, Tampa Bay has already won.
1-0 to Springer. It's broken bat. Line drive, right center field. Cut off out there by Judge. He'll get it back in. A base hit for Springer, his second tonight. Same guy that drove in 7 runs last night. He had a grand slam and a solo home run and a 2-run single.
Boston is playing a doubleheader. Cincinnati is in. Boston won the first game 5-3. They're losing the second game as Cincinnati has come up with 7 runs in the top of this. 5 runs in the top of the 7th inning and lead Boston now 5-4. They were leading 4-0.
There's Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. First pitch to him in there for strike. An inside corner from Ian Hamilton.
Baltimore's losing. Texas is beating them 3-0. They are in the 4th. Tampa has won. They held off the Athletics and they beat the A's 6-5.
Springer 9 for 9 in base stealing. He holds. Here's a ground ball to Volpe. Should turn 2. 1 to DJ. Over to first. Got him. Double play. 6-4-3. Second double play turned tonight by that combination. Man, that was room service. A hard hit. A couple of easy hops to Volpe. Hamilton having a good night. See if he can finish it off right here with Alejandro Kirk. 2-run single in the first, walk and a fly to left. Played Kirk straight up infield and outfield. First pitch outside, ball 1. It was 0 for 7 in the first 2 games and immediately did damage with a 2-run single in the first inning here tonight. Pitch from Hamilton swung on a fouled off behind home plate, 1-1.
There's a reason why the Yankees are all-time champions, just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured, dial Pound Law.
Hamilton's got him 1-1. Kirk a career 0 for 2 against Hamilton. Righty against righty. Here's the pitch. Down low and inside for ball 2, 2-1. 8-7 ball game. Toronto on top, 8 runs on 11 hits. Yankees 7 runs, 11 hits, and an error. 2-1. Didn't miss by much inside. 3-1. That's ball 3 there. Two out, nobody on. 3-1 pitch from Hamilton. And he lost him with a pitch outside. Ball 4.
I'm looking around, not a sellout like the last 2 nights, but I'd say 35. Pretty crowded. One section down here empty, but pretty crowded all the way around. And here comes Aaron Boone.
Addison Barger, the left-hand hitter, the right-hander, the right fielder coming up.
And we'll be back after this on WFAN Yankees Radio.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
Winning.
No, seriously.
And you're just too stylish to have superstitions.
Zero. I can't do it. Too many colored cleats, too many gloves, too many wedding gloves, too many bats.
I do put on my right glove first, then the left, then the thumb guard, then I put on my leg guard, my elbow guard.
Anything you put on first?
Nah, not really.
Nothing?
Nah. I like to say I'm not superstitious, but a little stitious.
Well, the new pitcher is Tim Hill, next one out of that bullpen. And by Will Warren eating up all those innings, now you can go to the middle and the late part of your bullpen and not have to use extraneous pitchers or make these guys pitch more than they need to.
So Hill's going to get a left-hand hitter, Addison Barger. Barger with a 3-run homer, dead center field, first inning. Since then, a fly to left, and he's walked. Barger 0 for 1 against Tim Hill. Big out right here to keep this game close. Runner at first. It's 8-7 Toronto. First pitch, swung on him, fouled off his right foot.
ERA of 2.45 for Tim Hill, 39 games. 19 walks, 19 strikeouts, 11 walks. He's a ground ball pitcher.
Big spot right here. Next pitch. Jam City, and fouled it off into the third base dugout, and they had him ducking in a Blue Jay lineup. Boy, he got in on his fist with that pitch.
Addison hits 235 off of lefties. Hasn't hit a home run off them.
I'm surprised he was able to get to that last pitch. Hill's in charge right here, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Went right after him up top and beat him. Tim Hill, 3 pitches, gets a pivotal out here in the 6th. It's 8-7 Toronto over the Yankees on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
Tip of the cap, and now here we go. He gets Larry Walker, and here he is. He's going to face him right-handed. Why not? He looks like a catcher hitting. And now he's back to the left side. And a 2-out walk. So Walker reaches base after that first pitch. It was like the flyby here right after the anthem.
To be in, the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
Got a heck of an entertaining ball game here. 8-7, Toronto on top of the Yankees. Yankees were down 7-0 and 8-0, and they have closed the gap as we go to the top of the 7th. It'll be Jazz Chisholm, Paul Goldschmidt, and Jason Dominguez against Yariel Rodriguez. Art-throwing right-hander out of the pen. Jazz looking for his first base hit tonight. Strikeout swinging, fly to right, and strikeout looking. And the first pitch. Fastball missed outside, ball 1.
Come on out to the stadium Sunday, July 13th, when the Yanks take on the Cubs. The last game before the All-Star break, and the first 10,000 guests 14 and younger receive a Mo Willems Yankees The Pigeon plush keychain, courtesy of FOCO. Get your tickets today at Yankees.com.
1-0 to Jazz, fouled off of Kirk. Boy, he's taking a beating tonight.
Yes, indeed. All the
1-1.
catchers, Rice is getting it, too.
Jazz and home plate umpire Eric Black is going to give him a few extra seconds.
Yeah.
Professional courtesy, human courtesy.
Yes. Third baseman Wagner in a bit.
1-1 pitch up top. He swings and misses. 1-2.
So 2 strikes. Wagner will move back now. Ernie Clement at shortstop. He's right behind second base.
Jazz using his timeout. 0 for 3 in last night's game and 1 for 3. In the first game, hit a 2-run homer that put the Yankees in front in the 4th inning. Yankees were in front in each of the first 2 games and went on to lose. Here's 1-2 pitch outside. 2-2. So 5, 6, and 7. Jazz, Paul Goldschmidt, and Jason Dominguez. Outfield pretty much straight away for Jazz, but he's got some really good pop. Here comes a 2-2 from Rodriguez. The pitch. It's out foul at home plate. Jazz going with silver and green theme with his foot gear. Some silver spikes. And his guards are green with green, and he's got green wristbands.
That's the lime green.
Here comes the 2-2. And the pitch. Inside, jackknifes out of the way.
Oh, yeah, that's the lime green.
Yep. And the shoes are his design via Nike.
Always, yes. He designs them all. They've got the little pink on them.
He has 3 pairs with him here. He told me the number he had at home, but I've forgotten it already, but it was a lot. 3-2 here. Here's a pitch. Taken outside. He's aboard. That's a tying run. Going to be at first base. Ball 4.
Matches the silver belt, which has kind of a lime green sparkle in it.
And
Who
also,
else had the sparkly?
It doesn't look like it has the light is reflecting off.
Yes,
it almost looks like he's got a
green.
Christmas belt.
Yeah.
Almost, right?
Who else had a
with
Boston?
Rengifo.
Rengifo had one. Yes, he had pink. The little. No, this matches the lime green of the oven mitt too.
There's Goldie, and he looks at first pitch, breaking ball for strike. Goldsmith a couple of doubles tonight, both to right field. Also flied out to left field, 2 for 3.
One thing about Jazz is that he's very patient. He walks a lot more than you would think with the kind of player he is. Jazz hasn't stolen a base since June 10th. That was at Kansas City.
Well, we got time. Oh, he's got to read. I was wondering why first base umpire Gabe Morales was calling time. He's got to read.
I think he's tying the green shoes,
Yep.
putting back on the oven mitt.
Tying run at first. Goldschmidt the go-ahead run at the plate. Rodriguez from a stretch on the first base side of rubber, and swing and a miss with the sweeper. 0-2. Goldie putting in a lot of work to get back on track the way he was the first 2 months of the season. He's behind 0-2. Here's pitch. Fastball up and away. Did not chase. 1-2. Big hole right side of the infield. Jazz plus speed. He's at first. 1-2 pitch. Taken way outside. Good eye by Goldschmidt. 2-2. 8-7 Toronto here, top of the seventh. Third game of a 4-game set. Then we come home and go over to Citi Field and play the Mets for the weekend series. Here's the 2-2. Jazz bluffs. Takes a pitch outside corner. Strike three. Didn't protest. He got fooled. He was looking for number one, and he got number two. Got the breaking ball.
Looking at that, it was on the outside corner. Maybe thought it was a little low, but just walked away with that. No, it was a good pitch. That was a really good slider.
So 1 out, 1 on. And here's Jason Dominguez. Batting lefties, 1 for 2 tonight with a run scored. 1 for 3, beg your pardon. First pitch to him, and he takes it down low. Your company still in Windows 10. Main Tech, the official IT infrastructure services company of Yankees Radio, can help your business migrate to Windows 11, whether you have 50 users or 50,000. Maintech.com. 1-0 pitch. Dominguez taken down low. 2-0. 1 out, 1 on. 8-7 Blue Jays here at Rogers Center. Good crowd on this Wednesday evening in the great city of Toronto. 2-0. The pitch. Swung on, hit down. Right field. Base hit. Jazz kept his eye on Luis Rojas all the way, and he saw the stop sign, so trying to build this inning.
Well, you don't want to take a chance like that. This is the way they built the other inning. Barger's got a great arm out there, and he wasn't throwing from that far.
Really good base running there for Jazz. He picked up Luis immediately, and Luis made himself highly visible.
I'm loving this approach today. I mean, this just get on. Just get on. Well, singles, everybody very much in control.
There's Volpe, 1 for 3. Runs scored. Back in that big fifth inning. 1 out. And he takes front door breaking ball for a strike.
Dominguez 5 for 12 in this series.
Volpe 0 for 3 with a strikeout against Rodriguez. Here's the 0-1. Swing on, hit to the second baseman, flips to short for 1 over to first. Double play. Jimenez to Clement to Guerrero. Threat dies right there. We go bottom 7. Toronto 8, Yankees 7 on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
Taking a Cadillac is more than just taking a drive. It elevates every journey. Experience
Cancer Institute, Health, and Rutgers Cancer Institute. Let's beat cancer together. Visit rwjbh.org/beatcancer.
Seventh inning stretch is sponsored by Hatfield. Elevate your grilling game with Hatfield marinated pork tenderloins and taste victory with every bite. Visit simplyhatfield.com for recipes and put pork on your fork.
What a ball game we have here. Out of the gate, Toronto put 7 on the board, 11 men to the plate in the first inning against Will Warren. Added another in the third, but then the Yankees erupted 6 runs in the 5th inning, added another in the 6th. That's an 8-7 ball game, and in these last 3 innings, the Yankees have left 4 on. They are getting their opportunities. Tim Hill to face 6, 7, and 8 in the order for the Blue Jays. Ernie Clement to lead off. First pitch, swung on, right back off the forearm of Tim Hill. Recovers, throws, in time. What a grab by Goldsmith. Almost got hit by the oncoming base runner, Ernie Clement. What a bang play that was.
And give a lot of credit to Jim Hill there, and they're seeing if he's all right, because he gets hit by that ball. It looked like it hit him on the wrist. He put the glove up to Mitchell, but what a play, and then what a great play on the other end by Goldschmidt, who gets everything. Ooh. And then gets out of the way before he decapitates Ernie Clement. See, let's see where it hit. He put the glove up to barricade himself, and I think it hit him on the wrist, but I guess he's all right.
He did a wonderful job recovery.
Yeah.
There's first pitch strike to Will Wagner, left hand hitting third baseman. 0-1. 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Jazz in on the grass at third. Everybody else straight up. Outfield tilted a little bit left. There's 0-1. Breaking ball. Jam City fouled it off left side. 0-2. Tim Hill, very quick worker. Next pitch. Broken bat. The bat goes past Tim. Ball goes foul down the third base line. And Tim, with his follow-through, could see it, but it didn't get all the way to him, but it came right at him. Oh, my goodness. That's what, the second one tonight, right?
It is indeed.
Flying bat, maybe even a third.
And the other one was...
Goodness gracious.
I think one was Barger, right?
Let's see, Wagner broken bat double. That was back in the third.
He was running with the...
Yeah,
with the
up the line, yeah. Wagner at the plate. He better call his representative, get some new bats. Here's a pitch swung on and hit foul left side. Eight, 7 ball game. 8 runs, 11 hits for the Jays, and 7 runs, 12 hits, and an error for the Yankees. Here's a pitch. Breaking ball, caught him looking. Strike 3 called, 2 down. Tim Hill with his second strikeout. Two outs and brings up Davis Schneider. 2-run homer in the first, and 2 flyouts to center field, Cody Bellinger. Right-hand hitter. First pitch. And driven deep to the gap in right center field. That could be trouble. It's going back, gone. Right center field. Got it over that 14-foot fence out there. A little bit of a cushion now for the Blue Jays. It's 9-7 Toronto. Home run for Schneider, second tonight, third for the season.
They came in here, that went 403 feet. Davis Schneider came in with 1 home run, and now he's got 3.
Boy, oh boy.
Wow.
Third RBI tonight. He's got 8 on the season.
So now 9-7. Third row, well over 400 feet.
Here's Miles Straw, center fielder. Schneider batting in the 8-hole. Bunt attempt, popped up. Jazz comes in, makes a basket catch. And that'll be the third out. Still got some work to do. And we go to the 8th inning. It's 9-7 Toronto over the Yankees on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep. a ball game. 9-7 lead. Toronto, we go top of the 8th. And the veteran Yimi Garcia, recently back off the IL, is taking over for the Blue Jays. His second stint with this ball club. Briefly in Seattle for a short stretch. Garcia out of Moca in the Dominican Republic, 34 years old. He is in his 11th year in the big leagues. Wow, started out with the Dodgers, Miami, Houston, Toronto, Seattle, and Toronto again.
And he's been out. He just got back today.
Well, here is Trent Grisham. He's going to pinch hit. Going to pinch hit for LeMahieu. Good to see Grish back. And first pitch. Takes fastball for a strike.
Let's see.
Grisham at 246. 15 homers, 32 runs batted in. Here's the 0-1. This pitch up and away. 1-1. Grisham. Previous encounter with Garcia, he walked. 1-1 pitch. Swing on and sky to left. Stand in the yard. Backing up is Schneider. He's there to make the catch, and there's one down.
Well, Jimmy hasn't been around since the 23rd of May. Had a shoulder impingement. He made 2 rehab appearances between Buffalo and, he was at Dunedin first and then went to Buffalo.
Top of the order, here's Ben Rice. Batting in the leadoff spot tonight, the catcher. Couple of hits his last 2 times up, an RBI single and a double. He's 2 for 4.
Always had a great fastball.
And there's a fastball for a called strike 1. Well located.
Yeah. Still 96. When he was with Miami, when he was the closer, that's when he had his best year. He was going 98, 99, just zipping in those fastballs, but he's got to have a nice career.
Next pitch, down low.
8th inning is sponsored by Local 3, IBEW, and Nika.
Rice 0 for 1 against Garcia. Count at 1-1.
Wish him talking to Bellinger about what Jimmy is throwing.
Check his swing, did he? Yes, he did, to Doug Annings, umpire at third. Ball 2-2-1. 9-7 lead for the Blue Jays. 9 runs on 12 hits, no errors. 7 runs, 12 hits. And an error for the Yankees, who were down 7-0 and 8-0 before they got back in the middle portion of this game. 2-1. There's a pitch. Fastball outside, ball 3. Game summary brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. As you mentioned, first inning, 11 men to the plate, 7 runs on 6 hits for the Blue Jays.
I think he'd be a little rusty. He hasn't pitched in well over a month.
3-1 pitch back to our left. 3-2.
He's just trying to get that fastball over 94 to 96 so far.
Yankees came back in this game with a 6-run 5th. They sent 10 men to the plate. Giancarlo Stanton closed the gap to 8-6 with a big 3-run homer, his first of the season. 3-2 to Rice. Jackknifes out of the way of a low fastball. He's aboard again. He's aboard for the 3rd time tonight. So good work by Ben Rice this evening. And this will be a good matchup right here. Aaron Judge, who was intentionally walked last time, he's going to face Garcia. Judge, 3 for 12, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts against Garcia. Yankees down 2. Judge represents the tying run. First pitch. Swing and a miss. You and me, pal, let's dance. 95 miles an hour.
Well, the Yankees have Devin Williams up. Haven't seen him up in a while.
Oh, 1 here to Judge. Garcia set. And the pitch.
Oh, boy.
Did he go? He did. First base umpire Gabe Morales said he had his hands through the zone, so Garcia's got the edge, 0-2.
Yeah, he did. He knew it. Judge it.
1 out, 1 on. Judge with 2 hits tonight, an intentional walk. He's 2 for 3. Picked up an RBI. Here's the pitch from Garcia. Taken down low, 1-2.
I think that's the first curveball we've seen. He's just been darting that fastball. Career against Jimmy Garcia, 3 for 12, no extra base hits and 5 strikeouts.
2 strikes. Way outside with a fastball. 2-2. Cody Bellinger, left-hand hitter, he's on deck. 1 down with Rice at first. Getting late in this ball game. We're in the 8th. 2-2. Pitch from Garcia. Breaking ball, swung on, driven deep to left, and there it goes. Aaron Judge, hey now! Second deck ties this game up at 9-9. Aaron Judge, home run number 31. His 3rd RBI tonight. He's got 70 on the season.
That was hit so hard and so far that the Davis Schneider looked like a statue out there. He didn't even move his body. He just moved his head and followed the ball into the stands. Wow.
He can turn around a fastball or what? Woo!
And
Big time.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite a gauntlet going down there, jumping up and down. That was Aaron Judge's 31st homer this season. Judge Home Run Counter brought to you by Main Tech.
First pitch to Bellinger outside, and one of the guys with a bright smile, Will Warren, taking off the hook. He can't lose this game.
Right. The official IT infrastructure services company of Yankees Radio.
Here's a pitch to Belly. He swings and fouls one off back. How about this Yankee comeback, folks? 7-0, 8-0 after 3, a 6-run 5th, a run into 6, and then Judge goes hammer time here in the 8th to tie it up at 9.
440 feet.
Swing and a miss on a breaking ball.
In case you were wondering. Well, we're going to take a look at that again. I'm watching this again on Yes from the side. My God, no wonder David Schneider didn't move. He didn't move a muscle.
He's a smart man. 1-2 pitch. Belly swings and fouls one back.
Now, I love it when they pretend to go back and jump and it's in the second deck, like they didn't know.
I saw, every time I see Rick Manning, I give him the business. I saw him do that.
He did that. Yes, Will Warren is so excited, he's banging on the...
There's a pitch swung on.
He's banging on the railing, almost jumped over the railing to get to Aaron Judge.
I am off the hook. Will Warren.
Wow.
After giving up that 7th spot, he gutted it out to the next 3. Got to give him credit. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Bellinger. 2 down here in the 8th.
Remember, this team was down 8-0 in 4th inning.
2 down. And here's Big G. Here's Carlos Stanton. See if he can play no copycat with Mr. Judge. Fastball in tight, ball 1. G with a big home run, his first of the season, a 3-run shot 5th inning. Made it an 8-6 ball game.
You know,
here comes a 1-0 from Garcia. Pitch. Fastball missed inside again, 2-0.
I was on the flagship radio station for the Blue Jays before the game today.
Blair and Barker?
Blair and Barker. And Kevin Barker said, is John Schneider the only manager that has intentionally walked Judge this year?
2-0 pitch, 3-0. He wants no part of him.
So I said, well, Ron Washington did it a few times, but John Schneider, yes. Because this is what happens when you don't walk him.
Potentially passing back in the 6th, didn't this time. And pitch under the hands of Stanton. He didn't want to deal with Stanton there. 4-pitch walk.
Right.
So the go-ahead and run is aboard. Pete Walker, pitching coach, coming out. That's a second walk by Jimmy Garcia. Has Aaron Judge provided enough chills and spills here this year? And we're only
his whole career.
July 2nd. I'm just talking about this year. Yeah, I know the previous years. I mean, yeah, it's unreal.
All right, Wells is pinch running for Stanton.
That makes sense.
Austin Wells is. So if he's running, then he's okay. I know he's planning on catching tomorrow. We're looking at that majestic home run again, and they've. You can get it. Look at Will Warren. They're showing it on Yes. again, Will Warren just, I don't know if he's well, the bow down that Jason Dominguez does every time Aaron Judge hits one of those home runs.
I love the smile on Warren's face. I mean, I feel for the guy. He got roughed up. He's feeling good. He's off the hook for tonight. In terms of possibly taking a loss, here's Jazz Chisholm. Opportunity for him. The Yankees have fought back and tied this game up. It's 9-9 here in the 8th. Pitch. Did he go? He did not. This is Doug Eddings, third base umpire. 1-0.
Garcia just put his hands up like what?
The Jazz, six-man to the plate. 1-0 to him with Wells at first. 2 down. Pitch from Garcia. Taken outside. Ball 2.
Wow.
Jazz tonight, strikeout swinging, fly ball to right. Strikeout looking and a walk. 0 for 3.
The queen of stats, Katie Sharp, has a great one for you.
Here's a 2-0. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
Since 2017, Aaron Judge now has 22 homers in the 8th inning or later that either tied or gave his team a lead in the ballgame. Is that something?
That's outstanding. 2-1 throw over to first. Wells back safely.
Aaron Judge has never been the kind of guy that hits you a home run when it's 7-1 in either direction. They all mean something, particularly this year.
His concentration level on that 2-2 pitch was awesome. 2-1 to Jazz. Pitch, swing, and a miss. 2-2. Inning started with Trent Grisham pinch hitting for LeMahieu, flied out to left. Ben Rice worked the walk on a 3-2 pitch. Judge took the count to 2-2, and then he unleashed the 2-run mammoth home run to tie the game at 9. 2-2 to Jazz. 2 out. Here's pitch. Swung on, hit up the middle. Base hit into center field. Wells will stop at second. Nice job by Jazz Chisholm with his first knock of the game.
And that was a nice piece of hitting. That was not a bad pitch. It was up a little bit more than Jimmy probably wanted, but it was on the outside part of the plate. And he did almost pull it. It was on the other side of second base. But he hit it right where there wasn't anybody.
So here is Paul Goldschmidt. Goldie 5 for 12 with a homer against Garcia.
Runners in scoring position, still hits well over 300.
Yeah, he's got 2 doubles tonight. Go ahead run at second. That was the 14th hit for the Yankees. They have really come on. There's a breaking ball for called strike 1. They had 7 hits in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and now 2 more here in the 8th. The 0-1 to Goldschmidt. The pitch. Outside. 1-1. So Goldie 2 for 4. 2 doubles to right. Fly out the left and a strikeout looking. Yankees have silenced this crowd. 9-9 ball game. Top 8. Here's the 1-1. The pitch from Garcia. Breaking ball taken outside. Ball 2. 2-1. Goldie, 7th man to the plate here for the Yankees in the 8th inning. He's looking at a 2-1 pitch from Garcia with a couple of men aboard. The pitch, swing and a miss. A little bit late on a fastball, 2-2.
Yeah. Using a lot of breaking pitches in this at-bat against Goldschmidt.
Deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. The pitch from Garcia. Put it in play, but right at the second baseman. Jimenez throws over to first for the out. Crowning moment of this 8th inning for the New York Yankees. The captain, a 2-run home run, rings the bell, ties the score at 9. Here in WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep. The Yankees are planning for the big run in October. Now, for companies still on Windows 10, in October, your support will run out.
we got a couple of changes here. Trent Grisham is now in center field, and Cody Bellinger is at first. Oswald Peraza is now at second. And Wells has come in behind the plate. Okay.
There's Wells. That's right. Wells had to pinch run. No, he pinch ran for Stanton.
Right.
Oh, Rice still in there.
Rice
okay, never mind.
No.
Well, here we go. Devin Williams on the mound. 9-9 ball game, bottom 8. Here's Andres Jimenez, top of the order for the Blue Jays. And the first pitch in there for strike.
All right, so Rice still behind the plate. Bellinger at first, Peraza at second. Grisham is in center. Devin Williams, by the way, has had a 0.93 ERA since June, so don't let that 4.75 ERA total fool you right now.
He's been fantastic. And fastball up and in, backs him off the plate. Fastball command has really set up his changeup there in this run that he's on. Mike Max Fried calls the game from his pitch count on his right hip. 1-1 here to Jimenez. He's got 3 hits tonight. Here's pitch swung on and fouled straight back.
You know, he has actually said that he thought since he started calling the pitches himself, it's worked out a lot better. He reads swings and he has ideas of, and he thinks it's one of the big reasons.
1-2 here. And the pitch, Jimenez up high with a fastball, 2-2.
I think there's other reasons more. He's not throwing as many changeups. He's throwing that fastball a lot more.
And he's got his confidence back, too.
Well, but it's interesting. He took charge of what was being...
Yeah.
Because he knows what he wants to do.
2-2. His pitch. Pulled foul on the screen in front of the Yankee dugout. Top of the order here for the Blue Jays, Jimenez, Springer, and Guerrero. 9-9 ball game. If you bailed early, you're forgiven, and I understand, but the Yankees did come back to tie it up after being down 7-0 and 8-0. Pitch, swung on a miss, fastball up and in, got him. 1 down here in the home 8th.
And that was not a changeup. That was a fastball right at the letters. That was a terrific 96-mile-an-hour four-seamer. So he's not as predictable, but he knows how to do it. Sometimes that, control is a great thing. It's more. I think it was a big confidence booster, Dave. I really do.
Totally agree. Here is George Springer, 1-for-1 against Williams. And first pitch in there for a strike.
There's the changeup, so you never know whether he's going to start. He'll start off with either.
Springer 2-for-4. He's got a single to right, 2 strikeouts in between, and another single to right. Did damage last night, and that gets away from Rice. Count at 1-1. Springer last night, 7 runs batted in. He had a grand slam in the 7th. That was his 9th career slam. He also had the solo home run leading off in the 4th and a 2-run single late in the 8th. 1-1 pitch. Missed away, but fastball at 90, almost 95. 2-1.
Well, we haven't been able to say this stat for a long time, but the Yankees are 45-6 when both Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge hit a home run in the same game. And it happened a lot a while back.
2-1. Way upstairs. 3-1. Don't forget, after the game, stay tuned for the post-game show with Emmanuel Barbari, powered by Verizon. For the latest deals, drop into your local Verizon store. 9-9 ball game. Bottom of the 8th, a 3-1 count coming to a dangerous hitter, George Springer. DHing tonight. Here's a pitch from Williams. Missed inside. Right now we pause for station identification on WFAN Yankees Radio. Here's a big confrontation. All-star Vladimir Guerrero Jr. against Devin Williams. Guerrero, first time facing him.
Interesting.
Runner goes. Springer, great jump. No throw, ball on the transfer. dropped out of Rice's hands. That's a stolen base for George Springer. He's 10 for 10 on the season.
Yeah, I think almost you forget, you concentrate so much on Vladdy, they almost forget that he can run.
Big stolen base. Go ahead run out there here in the 8th inning with 1 out. Takes a double play out of order.
Yeah, he did drop it on the transfer. He wasn't going to get it.
And now they're going to put the double play back in order by intentionally passing on Guerrero, and they'll take their chances with Kirk. So 1 out, 2 on. And they're hoping that Kirk, who a couple of days ago was the number 4 hitter in the American League, hopefully he can bounce into a double play. Came into tonight's game 0 for 7 in the first 2 games. And I think no sooner said that and I had a bad feeling, and sure enough, on an 0-1 pitch, he singled to center and drove in 2 runs. Well, he is a really good hitter, and if he hits something on the ground, they're going to be able to double him up. See if Williams can get him. Here's the first pitch. High fly ball. Deep left center field. Grisham under it, under track, makes the catch. Springer tags, goes to third. Guerrero tags, dives into second, 2 down. Boy.
Well,
he got an out.
But
that guy is scary.
It was a loud out.
Yes, it was.
It sounded like it was hit a lot further than it actually was.
Quite reassuring to see Mr. Grisham camp under it. So 2 down. And here comes Matt Blake. They want to discuss how they want to pitch Addison Barger, who hit a 3-run homer in the first, and since then has flied to left, walked, and struck out. Tim Hill struck him out on 3 pitches to end the 6th inning.
Well, also, do you want to pitch to Barger, who can hit it out, or do you want to pitch to Ernie Clement?
Barger's got 9 home runs. Clement's got 4. Barger's a .259 hitter entering tonight. Clement 305. So see who they want to pick.
Well, Clement just went over and was having a long talk with Don Mattingly. I think they might expect they're going to pitch to Barger. Interesting.
So 2 outs. Go ahead run at third. Guerrero, he's at second. And Rice got to be real careful. Geez, right there. Man, a wild pitch. Springer scores. 10-9.
And these kinds of things. All right, just see where this pitch was. Just got by Rice. Let's see where this pitch is.
That's a wild pitch.
It did bounce. It's a wild pitch, but Rice is kicking himself here. But it bounced it straight down, went off his glove. And that's what happens when you use a running game, too.
Here's the next pitch. Swinging high drive down the right field line. That is hooking foul at the last second. For an old-timers will look at that replay and say if he was catching on 2 feet, he blocks it, he slides a little bit to his right. But here, the way they do it now. He has to reach across his body. On 2 feet, he probably would have blocked that. He would have smothered it.
Because they value other things now. Framing more than blocking balls.
1-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike.
You know, a lot of the older catchers, Kyle Higashioka wouldn't do it, and he is still catching and being great. He would not do that. So that's important. There's a run there, and they put more value now on framing pitches and stealing strikes than they do a lot of times blocking balls.
If
it's
he's
just
on
the way it is.
On both legs, it's a half a step to his right, and he blocks it. He wouldn't even had to try. He would have stopped it. 1-2 pitch. Outside. 2-2. Wild pitch is giving Toronto a 10-9 lead, and looking ahead to the Yankees top of the ninth, it'll be the bottom third of the order. Dominguez, Volpe, and Grisham. 2-2, 2 out. Runner at third, Guerrero. The pitch. Swing on a hit foul.
So
at home plate.
Devin Williams bounced to change up in the dirt. And they're replaying it now. It bounced it way to his, had to cross his body, did Ben Rice, and he missed it. He bounced the ball short of the plate in the other batter's box.
10-9 ball game. 2-2 pitch coming. It's to Barger up high. 3-2. It's stolen base by Springer. Huge.
Yep. But that's what we've been talking about for the last 3 days, how they play.
Not an old school.
Yeah, old school run. Forget that no one was concentrating on Springer because Vladdy was up.
Here's a 3-2. Swing on it the other way. Base hit left field. Vladdy walks home. An insurance run. 11-9. Blue Jays RBI by Barger. His 4th run batted in tonight.
Well,
a 3-run homer in the first. So the top of the order, getting it done here with some help. There's Clement, runner breaks. No, the throw down a second, and not in time as Peraza comes in to cut it off before it had a chance to get into the outfield. They're just running with abandon against Devin Williams.
And that's what they do, and they've been waiting for this in this game to find a pitcher that they could do this on.
Barger, his second steal of the season. So he's in scoring position for Clement. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Changeup running away. 0-2.
Yeah, I would think he wouldn't see a fastball.
But a stolen base by Springer. A long fly ball by Kirk. He tags and then scores on a wild pitch. 0-2. Here's the pitch. Dug out by Rice. Blocked nicely. Slid to his right. Ball 1-2.
Top of the 9th, Jason Dominguez, Anthony Volpe, and Trent Grisham are your 3 batters.
What a ball game. A wild one. 11-9. Bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. Pulled foul. Yankees put 2 on the board on a home. Just a clutch, dramatic 2-run, massive home run by Aaron Judge to tie it up. But they give it right back here in the bottom of the 8th.
8th inning is sponsored by Local 3, IBEW, and NICA.
One and 2 to Ernie Clement. 2-out runner at second. 11-9 Toronto. Here's the pitch from Williams. Pulled down to Jazz Chisholm. 2 hops. Steps into the throw in time. And work to do here as we go top of the 9th inning. And the Blue Jays put 2 on the board to take the lead at 11-9. Bottom third of the order coming up for the Yankees on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
closer. He was an all-star with the Phillies. And Leo Jimenez is now at second. Leo has his Jimenez is with a J, and the other Jimenez is with a G. Leo Jimenez just came up, 23 years old. Real fine prospect for them.
Well, here's Dominguez to lead off against Jeff Hoffman, right-hander. Tall right-hander. And the first pitch, swung on and fouled straight back. Boy, good fastball and a good swing.
97-mile-an-hour four-seamer by Hoffman.
It's an 11-9 Toronto lead. 11 runs on 13 hits. Yankees 9 runs, 14 hits, and 1 error. Pitch from Hoffman up high. 1-1. Dominguez, Volpe, and Grisham here in the top of the ninth.
And we're getting Austin Wells is just showing Ben Rice how to hold his glove in that situation. What he would have done.
Ball 2 outside to Dominguez. Jeff Hoffman, Albany area kid, Latham, New York, 32 years old. 2-1 pitch. Swung on a hit down the left field line, hit foul. 2-2. Dominguez tonight's got a couple of hits, a strikeout looking, base hit to left, a ground out to short, and a base hit to right. So he's 2 for 4 when the run scored. 8 base runners. 2-2 here to Dominguez. Pitch from Hoffman. Swung on a hit foul. Third base side again. 2-2.
That's at 98. He's just pouring four-seamers in.
Hoffman out of East Carolina University. He's in his 10th big league season. A lot of years with Colorado. 5 there, 2 with Philly, 2 with Cincy, and now first year here with Toronto. Pitch, swing, and a miss. Fastball top of the zone. Strike 3 on Dominguez. 1 down here in the ninth. Here comes Anthony Volpe. Down 2 runs. Volpe right-hand hitter against the veteran right-hander Hoffman. And the first pitch. Slider for a called strike.
Oh, he's just throwing strike after strike.
Volpe tonight, 1 for 4 with a base hit to center field. That was back in the very big 5th inning. Here's the 0-1. Swung on hit to right center field. Straw going back on the track. Straw at the fence. Leaps. Made the catch. Miles Straw didn't get a chance to do his best leap, but it was good enough to go up and get it with 2 hands. 2 down here in the ninth. Angling towards right center. Yep, 2-hand catch with about a half a foot as he banged into the wall. Jumped maybe a little bit too soon, but it worked for him. 2 outs, here's Grisham. Left-hand hitter. He came in as a pinch hitter last inning. First pitch, fastball for strike 1. Toronto with a win will tie the Yankees for first place. They're 1 out away from making that happen. Grisham trying to keep this game alive. Here's the 0-1. The pitch swung on, put in play left side. It's a slow roller. It beats the shortstop, and Grisham is aboard. It got past the third baseman Wagner, and the shortstop Clement going hard towards the line overran it. So with 2 outs, the Yankees still alive. Infield base hit. Brings a tying run to the plate, Ben Rice. And ain't over yet. Love to see Ben Rice turn around a fastball here. Hoffman's got a good one, and he's using it. First pitch, fastball in there for a strike on the outside corner. Ben Rice, 2 hits tonight. 2 for 5, 2 runs scored with an RBI. 2 outs, he's the tying run. Grisham at first, here's a pitch from Hoffman. Swung on, popped it up. Coming back our way to our left, 0-2. Been one heck of a thrilling, entertaining ball game with blowout written all over it in the first inning and a great comeback by the Yankees. Here comes the 0-2 from Hoffman. Game on the line with a pitch. Taken up high. Fastball. Ball one. Bryce can keep it going. He got Aaron Judge on deck. Hoffman turns, checks the runner at first. Grisham, he's not going anywhere. Here's the 1-2 from Hoffman. The pitch. Swing on it. Popped up. Playable. Infield. The catcher being called up by Vladdy right in front of home plate. Makes the catch. And the Toronto Blue Jays hold on for an 11-9 win. And they have now tied the Yankees for first place in the American League East at 48-38. Brother. The Yankees now in the last 19 games are 7-13. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays have won 10 of the last 15, 22 of the last 32, and 32 of their last 50. What a game. What a game. Totals, unhappy. We'll be back with them after this timeout on WFAN, Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
Step up to the plate with confidence with the Jeep brand's newest MVP, the all-electric Jeep Wagoneer S.